Hello?
Ethan? It's Thomas. Mom's in trouble. She's in an ambulance.
Trapped in Fromville, where nightmares collide. Monsters in the shadows, nowhere to hide. Lighthouse flickers, visions in the dark. Every step forward, another ripped apart. Street filled with whispers, eyes always peek. Nightmares descend, sanity's on the streak. Doors creak open, shadows start to move. Town's got a rhythm, every step's a groove. Farmville nights, monsters out to feed. Trapped in visions, fear plants the seed. Lighthouse calls, but escapes a myth. Nightmares wrap around on an endless drift. Screams echo through the misty air. Every corner turned, you find despair. Hope is a phantom, trapped in the gloom. Monsters own the night, sealing your doom. Town's got secrets, buried underground. Every lost soul, here they are found. Cursed by the darkness, can't break free. Vision after vision, haunting memories. Farmville nights, monsters out to feed. Trapped in visions, fear plants the seed. Lighthouse calls, but escapes a myth. Nightmares wrap around on an endless drift.
What ambulance?
You see, she's on her way. You have to help her. You can't be afraid.
Who is this?
I told you, it's Thomas.
Who is this really?
What is this?
Gunville night, monsters out to feed. Trapped in visions, fear plants the seed. Lighthouse calls, but escapes a myth. Nightmares wrap around on an endless drift.
Why are we in here?
Because it's a fort.
Why do you need me?
Because I don't want to do this alone. I'm gonna have to remember some scary things. You're the scariest person here, so it won't scare you.
Oh, some memories! Welcome everyone to part 2 of From the Road So Far. Oh, they come flooding back, and that was a good one with Victor, even Sarah, and all of our characters. Because again, where they've sort of been since season 1 to season 3, where they're going to go in season 4, it has been a hell of a road. And even him saying that, we're going to have to remember some scary things, guys, but it's okay, 'cause we'll do it together.
Who better to do it with than the scariest person here?
Right, James?
Wait a minute.
What?
How'd that?
Was it Brian?
Wait. What do you say?
I volunteer to be the scariest one here. I know I can do it.
See, it wasn't
There
me,
you
Dana.
go.
who were you referring to? Are you referring to yourself or James? Yeah, it doesn't matter because we're gonna get through it together.
It could be anyone.
It could be any one of you out there in the chat. I don't know. We may have some
Who
scary
knows?
individuals.
We do.
Could be Chris. He's lurking somewhere, I'm
Hey.
sure.
There's Idris Bizarro.
Right? There he is.
See? They
Him,
can't
her,
wait for
I
season
don't know.
4.
But I
Same
told
here.
them I'd
Yes.
call them out if they came over here.
And there they are. See, they did.
Thank you very much.
Welcome.
Yeah.
Hey.
Welcome everyone on the panel. We got James, of course, my bestie and ride or die forever and ever and ever, Miss Dana Marie over there from the Witch's Brew. And of course, we got Brian from Shook Earth Media. Welcome, guys. I hope you guys are ready to delve back into the memories.
Absolutely.
Ready.
Thanks for having me.
Yes,
Right.
right. And Cooey. Remember.
On Cooey, indeed.
Right. Back to
Right? We
all
have
the
to
things.
continue. We have to continue with the show that brought us all together in the first place. This is the show that will forever be the one where you, James, and Brian got stuck with me and Scarlett, and now you can never leave. So thank you,
We're
From.
stuck in Fromville.
Right. There's only one way out, maybe. I mean, what? You get pushed
Right?
out of the tower, or the lighthouse,
No,
perhaps?
we gotta find the lighthouse.
Yeah, we got
Right?
it. Goddamn tricky ass trees. But let's see who we got hanging out with this horse. We got, and I'm gonna say it wrong. Driz Bizarro. I hope I said it right. Welcome, welcome. And we got Miss Jen, the teacher, hanging out with us. Welcome, welcome, hun. We got Maker of Mayhem. Like, hey, having a few tonight. You know what?
Yes.
Hit me with a good time.
Right? But he
Nice.
said we're comfort. We're comfort for him. He's like,
Welcome,
that's so
Maker.
sweet.
Right?
Nice.
And I mean, being slosh is nice too. Hell, the bar was frequented and from. I mean, who wouldn't need a drink after all this shit they had to see? I think
Right?
Yeah, can't blame
Abe
them.
kind of went down a little spiral there. I mean, we had a lot of characters. It was,
Right? It
Yeah,
says
welcome everyone. Let's see. I'm gonna bring up
it's
some things, all the memories. Oh shit, I gotta remember what I'm doing. All the buttons, all the clicks. Why is it not? Don't do that.
All right.
Why is everything different?
Flash question.
Oh god,
Is Victor's sister still alive?
I'm not sure.
Yes,
I think so.
absolutely. There's no
I'm
way
not
she's
sure. I want to say that she's still alive because of the way he said it, but at the same time, I mean, I thought Miranda, I wasn't sure if she was fully dead or not. I mean,
Even if he said that, like, oh, I buried her here, all that, blah blah blah. But even
Very
if he
part
didn't
of her.
say the whole thing about, like, I'm not sure, I couldn't recognize the
Right.
Well, he
Bits
said he
and
buried like part
pieces.
of her or something.
Well, he explained it and almost didn't or explained it away at the same time because it could have not have been, maybe, you know.
Right?
Yeah.
Left it
What episode was
questionable.
that? I know it was.
I think it
season
was the
3.
finale,
Was it the finale episode?
or like the one before the finale.
All right.
Yeah.
But
Sorry.
yeah,
Spoiler alert if anybody's not seen it.
that's a good point. We gotta warn everybody up front.
Right?
Yeah,
Disclaimer, there will be spoilers here. So if you have not seen the first 3 seasons,
Oh yeah.
then you might want to come back and listen to this after you.
Well, it's the road so
that.
far. We're going back through all of season 1, 2, and 3. We've done season 1. We dabbled season 2. We have talked some season 3, but we're kind of. This is not the stream for you. This is all the memories. If you have not made the memories yet, and come back and watch.
Right.
I'm sorry. Was that too?
Yeah, but
Well-
even if he was like, "Yeah, she's dead. I saw her body," I'd still be like, well, I mean,
Right?
it's
Victor.
from like,
It's Victor. His memories
Yeah.
are so half-assed anyway.
No, he
Exactly,
he
like-
put the rock there though. So, and it's
Yeah.
got the flowers. I'm sorry, we keep seeing this particular almost flower everywhere, and then there's the bird. And was it just? Is the little girl in some of the images supposed to be her? You know, like we see little girls in some of the imagery, the little crayon drawings and such.
I don't think they would have written in, him having a sister without her having some sort of purpose in the story beyond just being in the flashback.
I know, because
So-
see, I thought we were gonna meet her when Tabitha goes through when she, is in the town or whatever outside of From, but then we never really saw that. And then they gave us this, and we confirmed too that Mom was no more. Because he said he saw the body, whatever, but we got to actually kind of see through Tabitha Miranda's deletion.
Demise.
Well, even if she's dead, right? There's now we're in a place where there's reincarnation and there's time travel. So even if they're dead, that doesn't mean that they won't have some role to play in the story at this point. So anything's possible at this point. We've heard so much about this character. We had that little tease of like, we don't know if her body's actually buried there.
Mm-hmm.
Which to me mean any ambiguity means it's not her body to me in this show. But yeah, that's where I'm at with it. So
Yeah, I'm somewhere 50-50. I'm not too sure anymore because they keep, and then they see like they had one for mom and one for her, right?
yeah,
Okay.
I believe the mom is there though. I believe
See, and
that.
that's why I see they did that. So we got mom there, and then he's
'Cause-
telling you about sister, but it's
But the mom, like her role in the story has kind of been fulfilled, right? Not that it's necessarily over. Like we could still see her again, but like, you know,
Well, it will really fuck up reincarnation if she's still alive.
right.
Like,
Right.
let's
Well,
be
because who
real.
would she be
Like, that's
reincarnated
gonna
through?
make it
Like,
confusing.
Yeah.
who is Victor's role? That's the whole reincarnation thing is throwing me off because we kind of understand Tabitha and Jade's role and sort of the generations that came before them. But when it comes to like Victor or Eloise, to pair them with, say, Tabitha's two kids, like they're still both roaming around at the same time. So so what is her purpose other than the fact that, because to me, I would assume that they were just taking all the kids anyways. Most of the kids die here. They don't survive too long. Victor seemed to be an anomaly.
It seems like to me that only the parents are the reincarnated ones. There's not a
Right.
Victor
Yeah.
or an Eloise.
So what is
So in
Eloise's
the
purpose
story,
further?
that's the thing. We don't know if she is still alive, which some of us think, you know, kind of a 50-50. It will have something to do with it. I'm just not sure. Do you guys know if Robert has any theories on that?
I'm not sure.
That's-
We'll have to hope
he's
he
the man who
stops
knows.
by and let us know. Just say his name and maybe he will appear. Robert, the great and awesome,
Saved
powerful
3 times in a row.
Robert.
There you go.
So
I
we'll
do
just have to
wonder
wait
if
and see.
like we have a few like mystery figures. Like we kept going back to that village with the shrunken head things on pikes or whatever. And there's something wandering around at night. I wonder if that's going to be somebody we know, you know, somebody like Victor's sister or something like that.
Right. Or a monster.
Yeah, or some new type of monster.
Well, 'cause
Or
where
both.
is
I mean,
she?
maybe
Like, 'cause
Victor's
I'm
sister
curious
becomes a
of-
monster.
Right.
I was gonna say, like, where is she? Because Tabitha went out to back into the real world, whatever, however we want to phrase the two realms. And I was for sure she was gonna like run into her there, but we haven't really got anything. They gave us actually, a little bit about Eloise as far as Victor and her playing, in the houses and kind of remembering some of the stuff with the doll, but I don't know if I'm curious if they're going to do anything else with her though, because where the hell is she at?
Yeah,
I think it would be
that's
really
the question.
interesting if she's floating around in the cave somewhere.
Right? Like they just,
Yeah.
the monsters just kept her down there raising her all these years. I mean, it's possible, but they just, for what I mean, it's for the, like, I'm just curious what the purpose is.
The cave seemed pretty vast. She might be able to just, keep her distance from the monsters down there. She might not necessarily be with the monsters, but
For that long though, that's a hell of and then try to have to find food.
It's from anything's possible.
It's possible. I just,
Yeah, and Victor seems to know a lot about the place. He's been here every day for a long time, and he's never saw her again or anything like that. He thinks she's dead, So I think if she is somewhere, she's somewhere Victor isn't. Not in the caves, not nearby. It would be more like the tower or something like that.
Would she been like Julie in the sense of a story walker? But then again, does
Yes,
Julie
could
get
be.
her powers because she was turned or went, got cicaded? Cicaded?
Yeah, I don't know.
Like, I don't know if that's ever been clarified as to whether Julie is a story walker just because, like, she's a descendant, kindred spirit, however they're working the past karma and souls and such.
Right.
Or did she get it because of what she went through?
Yeah, it's
Because
hard
I
to
don't
say.
know.
Like, did she have the power all along, or did she unlock it?
Right.
Well, from the season 1 porch scene with the dude, you would almost think maybe she had it all along.
Yeah.
But then again, it's that, what is it, like bootstrap paradox thing,
Right. Yeah, chicken or the egg.
Right. Well, because even they're talking about it here when he's sort of telling Julie, like, okay, you know, you're a story walker, you can't change it, but you're able to kind of go back. And then we see her at the end seemingly trying to go back and change it. And literally, you know, she got to see in front of her eyes, like she says, I think this is the moment. So she never saw the moment of her dad's death, but she knew about when to go back. And she did. She tried to change it and she didn't. Even then, she still was unable to change it. Now, I don't know if they're trying to lead us to say at some point she'll figure it out and she's going to change the story. But he seemed to be able to, that seemed to be why, almost why he popped up, or I don't know if it was just because of Jim, but it seemed like after she was like, oh no, you need to get out of here, he's coming. I guess he was always destined to pop up on Jim. See, gets all kinds of fucking wonky shit.
It does seem like he popped up and said you shouldn't have been messing with things, Jim. Like he was going to take out Jim anyway, and she knows this in the future. That's why she knew where to go back to. So
ironically, she ended up kind of causing his death because, like, he would have ran if she wasn't there. But the fact that she was there, like, he had to protect her role.
The man in yellow would have probably, I think, got Jim anyway. And if you look at, again, the paradoxes, but if you look again at her already coming from a future that already exists, Jim did die in this moment.
Yeah. Yeah, true.
She couldn't stop it. Like, even the way Ethan was telling her, like, yeah, you might be able to walk kind of through the timeline, but you're not going to be able to. He told her, like, you can't change it. So I'm curious how they're going to play that. Does she change it, and what does she cause? Like, because she's the reason that we know she's the reason Boyd got the rope.
Right.
Was
so
he
she does
to get the rope. I mean, was she destined to give him the rope, or see, like, I'm assuming she can only make changes that she's allowed to make.
Yeah, that's the thing. The rope thing, was that considered a change? You know, because you almost got to be able to change things. If a lot of people's theories, like to me, a lot of people's theories hinge on Tabitha going back in time to stop the original thing or something like that, you know. So if you start saying things like you can't change things, that automatically wipes a bunch of people's theories. So I don't know. That's a big question. A really
her
big
being
question.
the story walker changes a lot.
Yeah,
because they showed us one thing that she was able to do. So if she was able to go there and see herself, which again is odd.
Bootstrap paradox thing.
Right. I mean, her old self didn't see her future self. So I think that's why they're able to kind of get away with it, even though she saw herself. It was her future self that saw her past self. Her past self didn't see her future self because she was all whacked up.
Didn't Ethan tell her at the table that she's a story walker, but she can't change things?
Right.
Yeah.
So if she's able to move the rope, I'm assuming that Boyd was always supposed to be able to get out of the hole, because if not, then he was stuck there forever?
Yeah, I get the feeling that we're not going to do the whole, like, branching timelines thing where, like, you make a change and it creates two different, you know, pocket universes or whatever, where one where you did the thing and one where you didn't. I get the sense that we have one cohesive timeline where, like, you can go back and have an effect, but that effect that you had already happened, if that makes sense. Like, we saw the rope go down before, so it's not like she went back and changed it. She just did what she always did, if that makes sense.
right. Which is kind of the paradox, but at the same time, like you say, I think it's one coherent timeline.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think they want to avoid the whole, you know, overly sci-fi kind of angle, you know, of this time travel, because you can get really in depth with it and be like, oh, the two pocket universes are colliding together, and, like, you know.
Well, like now, for instance, when we hear stuff, all right, when they went to the village and we heard things outside the village doors, we never got to see what it was. Now, I'm not saying it was Julie, or even when Boyd and Sarah were in the woods and they got tumbled around outside in the woods. I'm assuming it's still some weird, creepy thing from, but now with her story walking, does it call into question, was she pushing them into that section? Because we're like, what is trying to lead them to this area? What is trying to lead people to doing these things? Was it Julie the whole time?
Yeah, and maybe even like the boy in white is a story walker as well, or some of these
Mm-hmm.
other figures we see.
Right.
Yeah,
Like, it just calls into question all of those moments now to a degree. Not to say that she is causing them, but we don't like, because we never got like the answers question yet. They got, it seemed as if some weird big ass monster just pushed them through the woods. But I don't know. Maybe she did something that caused, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know,
yeah,
because some of those questions were never answered, and they were seemingly things that led our characters to do certain things. And now to see her, like, okay, well, she did the rope. She did the rope without even realizing what she was doing.
yeah. I think we've got to a point where like there are these like kind of guiding hands that we only really catch glimpses of, kind of affecting things, like moving the chess pieces around. And we're getting to the point where Julie here is kind of elevating to be one of the movers,
Right.
so maybe she kind of gets to like the higher levels, you know. It seems
Yes,
to me
there's
like,
definitely a manipulator out there for sure.
yeah, 100%. But I get
Agreed.
the feeling like we can see like with her hair, obviously, like it's different. Like she's a different person than she was, when we saw her before. But at the same time, I get the sense that this is still early in her story walking career. Like she's still
Yes.
figuring out what she can and can't do, still trying to make changes, even though, this is probably the big lesson that she can't really change things, trying to save her
Yes.
dad and
Or it's like
failing.
we're finally going to see a progression of a cycle, meaning we saw a story walker version of Julie try to save her dad that time. Now we have to see our Julie do it. We have to
Yep.
see our Julie get to that point.
Yeah. Although I do wonder if we're gonna do like a time jump thing and skip ahead a little bit,
I
or what.
think we will for some reason.
Yeah, I just
Yeah,
get
I
that
don't know
feeling as
how
well.
far ahead they're gonna skip to. Um,
I
because
could
you would
see
hope
both
it's,
ways. I
because
could
it
see
sucks. Would
picking up
they,
right
where they
here.
left it with Jim like that? I'm assuming that they're gonna have to have some kind of like, we found him in the woods. Have, you'll see maybe Tabitha and the kids like talking about it or something. But otherwise, I don't know how far ahead they're gonna go from that moment.
Yeah, the first episode back has to have some type of closure for Jim, whether that's like a little funeral service or something else.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think it's gonna go too far ahead, but
Right.
maybe they'll
They,
surprise
I
us.
mean, they almost have to because of the actors' ages, especially
Yeah.
Yeah,
the little boy. I mean,
They have to explain it somehow.
yeah,
Like I said, they
that
could
is
do an
valid.
opening without showing Ethan too much, maybe. Because, like I said, I would hate for them, as much as I know some people, and I know he is not everyone's favorite, Jim. Um,
Well, he still deserves a funeral or some sort of mentioning.
right. And that's the only reason why I was like, man, if they do a time jump, I mean, yes and no, because I'm like, well, because they did this last time with Tabitha, right? And we kind of talked about, I remember talking about that last season, like what kind of time jump? And I thought, well, maybe they'll do a time jump, it'll be sort of, she's been there for a few days or whatever. And they did like a little mini time jump, I think. It was like 2 or 3 days or something from the time like
Yeah,
she
not
had.
too far.
So that's what I'm wondering. Are we talking like a few days, a few weeks, or are we talking like a year? Like, what kind of time jump are we talking? Because I would hope it wouldn't be too far. Like, I don't want it to be like a year later, even though I know they might have to do that. And I don't know if they're going to open up the season and start from sort of this moment and then do a like, okay, 6 months later or whatever. I don't know. I don't know how they're going to play that, because it's their characters, especially the kids, are getting older.
Yeah, I think sometimes with TV shows you kind of get away with that because like people just realize like, okay, obviously they're real people and it's not gonna be 100% accurate. But they
Mm-hmm.
could even do some stuff like, oh, time moves differently here, because
Yeah, right. I was just thinking that, Brian. I was just thinking that they're going to
yeah.
pull a magic explanation.
I mean, they did that with him healing already, like he right because he could heal faster here and from or something like that.
yeah, there's some differences for sure.
But
Yeah,
also, if you remember when Victor ran into the boy in white during their confrontation, he was like, "You look different, like you're changing." And he says, "Yes,
Right.
this place is changing." So they definitely could go a magical route to explain it or a supernatural route to explain it compared to having to do a time jump, but they have to do something. Like you can't just sit back and be like, oh, nobody's gonna care that like we're still saying he's
Yeah.
7. Nobody's
Yeah.
gonna come
Right.
on.
I mean,
We'll be fine.
they've been setting up like the trees are moving, like it's colder, like things are changing. So I don't think it's too far out of left field to,
Right? But
not do a time jump and
wouldn't it
yeah.
be some really freaky shit if like Ethan goes into a faraway tree and like literally comes out and they skip him altogether and like pull him out as an adult. He walks
Yeah.
through a faraway tree, a kid, comes out an adult, and we find out he's maybe something like Julie or something a little different, or
Yeah,
kind of
he's
has
been
that
gone like a
same.
year.
Yeah, I could see
Right.
that happening for sure.
So I imagine Julie's going to start doing the walking a little bit more. She talked about it with Ethan at the end of the season. With that, they may not even have to show Ethan that much.
Yeah, we'll
It,
see her
it
go
depends on
back
how they
and
play it,
see the hotel burning down.
Yeah,
right?
I do get a feeling like I don't know how many seasons this show is going to go, but I have a feeling towards the end, like the second to last season or something, they're going to start to bring in some flashbacks to stuff like the hotel and the cave drawings and like, more stuff when Victor was a kid. I just have that feeling that we're going to get some more origin story type stuff, especially with the time travel aspect going on.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I agree
What's
with
up,
Jen.
Starlight CC? Welcome, hun. We're just diving into all the memories of From, talking a little bit of season 3, season 1, and season 2. I'm doing my best to keep up. I ain't doing that great with the screenshots because we got so many of them.
Yeah, we're
But
jumping all around.
we're just all over the place with it. And let's see what else you guys are saying in the chat and catch up with you guys a little bit. See, Jen says, I wonder if Tabitha will talk to Jim, so we'll still see him in the show the way Boy sees Father Khatri. Ooh,
Yeah.
we could.
I think that's about
probably
the only way because if he really does die, of course, I think that's a good way to keep the actor in the show.
Yeah,
it would be Tabitha, I guess. There's nobody else I guess he bonded with. I was trying to think, who else would he pop up to? That'd be funny.
Jade. Bug him all the time.
No, that's what I thought, but I was like, but he's already got like with the bartender.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It would have to be probably Tabitha.
Tabitha, yeah. Let's see. What else we got? Jen says, Ethan says the story walker cannot change things, but he could have the rules wrong if Victor's version of story walking allows Eloise to live. Again, we don't really know the rules, so it's right. We'll have to wait and see where they give us. I'm kind of excited or curious to see how they're going to play out the story walking aspect and where they're going with sort of the reincarnation or whatever they're going to call it. Because I can't remember if it was in this episode, but I remember Jade was talking. It might have been somewhere. No, it wasn't here. But it was somewhere where Jade, in these last couple episodes, and they're trying to figure all this stuff out. And he's talking to Tabitha. Actually, it might have been here. And he's talking about sort of like how did he phrase it? It was like a exchanging of energies. Was it like thermal? Shit! It was a science thing, James. Damn it! God. I love Jade and his science. Oh, my brain. I'm gonna go back and clip it because we're not done with this. Even after tonight, I got some things to show you guys. I've been trying to break down amongst our characters, but yeah, he did. He talked about it in a way that he even said, karma, soul, however you want to phrase it, that our thoughts, our feelings, are, what makes us sort of like our soul, in a sense. It's still energy. And it's transferred. It's never it never goes away. It's just kind of transferred. I forget. God, he said it so fucking awesomely.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm curious to see how they use that because usually when he says stuff like that, they kind of give us a little bit of that. They did the whole, cat in the box. Do we know if it's alive or not? They did a lot of these different kind of things where he's trying to figure it out, even down to when he was trying to figure out the code. He was like, I went through all these ciphers. I did all these different things. I love Jade. I'm sorry. I digress.
Yeah, no, I feel like he's the surrogate for the audience. with all of our theories. You know, he kind of voices them, especially like the more science fiction type stuff.
Right.
But like when Ethan says that stuff about story walkers, I got the feeling that that's like exposition and like laying it down, and I don't think they're going to go against that. But he
has
definitely could have
arrived.
things wrong. But I
Look,
feel like
Robert, for the save, we called forth you, Robert, and you know I know the
showed up.
signal's bad out there because there's all the spirits and shits out there this time of year, but you received the message and you have come forth. And he says he got it. He knows. See, Robert knows exactly what the hell I was talking about. I love Robert. His thermodynamics is a statement of the conservation of energy, meaning that energy cannot be created or destroyed, only converted from one form to another. From one.
I know, but still, I agree with that. That's in the real world. You're dealing with a dimension that almost like magic is a real thing, or something crazy is a real thing, that everything goes against physics in that world. So how much weight
even remember Jade
can you
said
put
it,
on
what
that?
was it, season 1 or so? He said something about, because he was talking to the bartender. I think it was after he passed. It might have been season 2, but they were talking about, you know, the rules of this place, and that something about the physics of this world, and it's not different. It's not odd. How did he phrase it? It was just, we don't understand the rules. So it's almost like, you know, you're trying to learn the physics of our world. Eventually we didn't understand the physics, then we learned the physics and we understood it. So it's, you know, I get it. It's a physics, but it's still based off some kind of laws, and
they're just not ours, because I can't cut a lamp cord and just stick it in the damn ground and get electricity. You know what I'm saying?
That's because there's an energy transfer from one source to another. We just don't understand what that source is or how it's transferring.
It's magic.
Yeah,
well,
I think
you
it's
say
more
tomato,
like...
I say tomato. I mean, Jade's gonna
just
come
don't
up with
just don't dig in the basement.
We just don't understand the physics. Okay,
just don't go digging in the basement.
Exactly.
Well,
no,
you know, just don't send me down to the basement in general, and we won't have any problems. I might read the Latin, might start digging holes. You just don't send me to the basement. It's fine. I'm not used to basements. Okay, I don't have a basement, so I don't know how to act right in a basement. I guess I unleashed all the spirits and shit. I said, "What's this, Data? Scarlet?" No.
Damn it, we told you to stop touching shit.
But I still like how he said it, because it's just mostly in the sense that we're talking about, because he was talking to Tabitha about sort of the soul exchange or the reincarnation.
Right.
And the fact that energy is not, it's never created nor destroyed, it's transferred. I just thought, I don't know, it stuck out to me, because again, Jade, everything he says.
Yeah, I think it's like the conservation of energy, I think in this case applies to, obviously, you know, the individuality, you know, with reincarnation, and it also is like dreams and stories and that kind of thing. Like it's a manifestation of like a lot of different you know, psychological like thoughts, you know, it's that type of energy, you know, spirit energy.
Right. See, Robert's on it. I'm telling you guys, we love Robert. See, he knows the exact phrases. See, Tom told Jade that the rules are not unnatural. They are unfamiliar.
Yeah. What was the question we had for Robert earlier? I forgot already.
We were asking him about a theory, and we were, what theory
we were asking you something earlier, Robert, when you weren't here.
See, James, me and Dana have an excuse. We're high. Wait, are you, Brian? You're the professional one, remember?
I don't remember. I'm sorry.
Oh, damn it.
I think it was Vic's sister.
We were talking about Victor's sister earlier. Is that what it was? Or
possibly?
Yeah, I think it was.
Was she alive? We were talking about the caves, the monsters a little bit. Tabitha.
If she's alive or not.
Miranda. What was the theory, though?
Just if she's alive or not. We were all saying different things, and I said, what does Robert have on this subject?
Is it? You know, I'm going to go with it because I can't remember. I figured maybe if I smoke a little bit more, it'll come back to me. I don't know.
Well, I remember that, like, we were talking about
how you're good, Robert. We invoked your name earlier because it was one of the theories, and we know you keep up with a lot of this stuff. I just can't remember if it was it Eloise? I thought it was more complicated than that. Why did I think it was more than that?
Well, we were talking about how Victor knows the place very well. You know, like he's
Mm-hmm.
got like the
Oh, like
trees
where would
mapped
she
out, and
be?
yeah, like where could she be that he wouldn't have been to? And we were talking about maybe like she's in the caves. You know, knows
Could
how
she
to
possibly be a
navigate.
story walker, or could she be some?
Yeah.
And then we started getting on to like the descendants. Could she and or Victor be one of these folks that might be a story
I think it was
character?
Jen said something about Victor could be this child that survives, because she mentioned maybe back during Jade and Tabitha's original incarnation, they saved one of the kids.
Did they save it?
I don't know. That's I'm just
I thought
saying.
they said that they were they went back to save the children. They tried to save the children, but they couldn't.
Yeah, to me, all the kids that were supposed to be on the rocks were on the rocks in the circle or whatever.
Yeah, they used to sing the
But I don't know.
melodies. She said they said something about they would sing the melodies, and that's where the melodies come in at, where the I believe the bottles and the melodies and the bottle trees and stuff like that are memories. And because of like I almost think there's some a lot of them might be the kids' memories or some shit because they were talking something. We're gonna do a watch party in the Discord because there's too much. Wait, which one am I on? Am I on the wrong? Hang
Yeah, I
on.
got to
Where's
rewatch the whole
one?
show.
This isn't the right one. This is my seat. This is the wrong stuff. Hang on. I've got like 3 different tabs open right now for screenshots. I have more in a minute. I was on my season 2 ones. Oh shit. That whole ending with Jade and Tabitha and them sort of talking about the children. And then I know we get all the birthing, which is fucking weird. All the birthing. Oh God. The birth.
Gross. Nah.
But it was
Yay.
weird though, because she even
Yay.
gets to so like all right, so we got this freaky ass midwife chick who is bringing Smiley, which is one of the I'm assuming original parents to the children, back to this world. 'Cause that's what that's their bargain, right? They could live forever. So we know that no
That's
matter
what
what
I thought.
happens to them, but they have to give up the children, right? They have. I'm assuming he still wants children if that was the deal. And we see the images in Miranda's house when Tabitha goes down to the basement and you see the one with the dudes like almost like the man in yellow's eating kids or something like that. So I'm assuming that they're stuck in a loop of some kind. But wouldn't you think that if they won, right? They struck the deal, they became immortal, and he wants them to kind of live in this cycle, but people are still allowed to come in here. Does he not still want the children too? There's too many questions now that we left off. The tangents I could go on with the end of this season.
Yeah, I mean they have the deal. They have, you know, eternal whatever in this place, but they still have like a will and a desire. They still have plans. Like they still, you know, coerce people. They still need the energy that people give off, whether it's like a certain amount of fear. Like they can't have too much fear. They can't have too little fear. You know, they get at Boyd because they need people to still like have that tension. You know, for
Mm-hmm.
whatever reason, they kind of feed off of these people's energy because obviously, you know, they could kill everybody at certain points. Like they could have killed Boyd when he was in the ambulance, but they decided to keep him alive. You know, there's all these things where they're revealing that they have like greater designs than what we might think, you know, with just generic movie monster, right? There's more to them than that.
Is that just part of? Did he actually have like stitching there? I'm going to go back and read. Was that just part of the birthing sack?
I don't know. Good
I was
question.
just like, is he like jigsaw together here? What the hell is that shit? I don't want to. I don't want to look too close. Sorry. Yeah, the fuck. Right.
Ooh,
boy?
Robert has an answer for us.
Oh, hang on. I gotta get back over here. All right. Tab has 2 kids, and Ethan is a storyteller. Julie is a story walker. Thus, Miranda's two kids are a storyteller, Victor, and Eloise, a story walker. Eloise in the past, in your opinion. Okay, well, because see,
That
I could
makes a
believe
lot
in
of
her
sense.
possibly being a story walker. She's got to be somewhere.
Maybe she'll end up representing what Julie will turn into. You know, maybe she's like turned into a monster form or something like that.
So but then that comes into question. They're not like a Victor and Eloise. They're not the same with Ethan and Julie in the same way that Tabitha and Miranda are, quote unquote, past lives, because they're both at the same time.
They're not reincarnations,
They're
but
not
they
doing
kind of
that,
represent
right?
the same thing. Yeah.
See, that's where things gonna get all kinds of fucking. My brain's gonna hurt after this next season.
Come on, Scarlett. It makes perfect sense. It's very clear.
I really
No
explain
ambiguity
it
at
for
all.
me there, James. Go ahead, explain it a little
I'm
further
just
for
kidding.
me.
I'm just kidding.
Give me
I
the
know exactly
murder
what's going to
mystery
happen.
board wall,
Actually.
all the monitors.
That's a good theory, Robert. I like it. I think you might be right.
I think I like it too. Because I mean, she's got to be somewhere, and she doesn't seem to have been walking among. I mean, unless she's one like Julie messing with stuff, but she would be a lot. She'd be older like Victor, right? At this point, even if she was going through the timeline or whatever.
So what do you guys think about how, like, they at the end they had that big revelation, they found out a lot of information, and then the man in yellow comes out and he's like their form of pushback, right? He's like, you guys learned too much, so there's going to be consequences. That's like what it represents. What do you think those are? Because I was like, okay, this is a monstrous figure coming out in the daytime. Does this mean the monsters aren't just regulated to night anymore? Like, what is the new danger that we're going to face next season?
I don't think he is the ultimate big bad. I still think he is something of a pawn. I think he is the reverse to the boy in white. I kind
Okay.
of picture him like a man in black, and like the boy in white, possibly like a Jacob. There's still something above them. In the island, it was the light. I think here it's going to be some kind of darkness, like real darkness.
Yeah, that makes sense. I almost feel like the big bad can't really have like a human figure. Like it would be an amorphous kind of like invisible thing, you know?
Yeah, I'm not sure where they're going to take the truly big bad. Jen says,
I don't think he's the big bad.
Yeah, I don't think so either. I think you're right. He's more like the game master or something like that. Like he's the keeper of the rules or something.
Something like that.
Something like that, because I mean, he was definitely the one that called or talked to Jim on the radio, or at least he's implying that. I'm assuming he's the one that was on the phone pretending to be the kid, their baby.
Yeah, or somebody working for him, you know.
Like, I mean, I'm just assuming that because he kind of seemed like, I'm not still for sure on that, but I assume so. See, Jen says, I think there will be new monsters, not that we've seen before. Yeah, they definitely could be up in it. I mean, we're at a point now where things are getting extra spicy because this is the furthest any generation has gotten.
Yeah, they got to up the ante somehow. That would definitely make sense.
And I'm assuming he doesn't want them to figure out whatever they're supposed to figure out to save the children and break the pact. And again, very almost Silent Hill movie, like, you got to bring forth to light, let them see their deeds that they have done, and let the spirits or the souls of the innocent go, or some shit, and then the world will crumble. Maybe, I don't know, or will it be here forever?
Could be. Yeah.
The darkest evil ever. See, Robert says the kids are not reincarnations, but inherited the same powers. Henry's license plate indicates that they lost a male son, just like Tabby and Jim. Miranda and Tabby's lives are parallel. And yeah, and even that, just the towards the end of that statement, just saying how like they both Tabitha and Miranda, they lost a kid, knowing like the ending here when she finds out like, oh my god, we did all this, it was us. That thought of her still, even in generations, like she still feels like I can imagine that loss of a child, and then having sort of like she said, she always remembered that she was here. She always remembered she went through all this, and even still in this next life, you're still, because she blamed herself, she blamed Jim, like she was having a hard time trying to deal with it. Just to know like she also went through this in a past life, and that's still sort of like burden on her. Yeah, I imagine it was, I don't know. I was just like, oh shit, like maybe she wasn't overreacting, because she does feel a lot of guilt. If this was a past self of her and she still feels that, that she failed as a parent, or, she couldn't save her child. And then even in the present, she still had a baby that she was unable to save.
Yeah, that makes like she's cursed to relive that cycle over and over.
Mm-hmm.
Makes a lot of sense. What was the license plate thing? I don't remember what the license plate said.
Let me see. What episode was that? When she goes there, was that she goes through season 2, right? Or season
no, that's gotta be 3. Yeah,
season 3. Yeah, when she sees the license. Oh yeah, because she said season 2 is when she gets pushed.
it's probably the episode where like she gets sucked back.
It's not 1. It's got to be 2 or 3.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm not sure. I didn't. I don't remember.
What's up, Great Gold? Welcome, honey. What episode
What's
are we
up?
talking? I'm trying to find it. Let's see. All right. Oh, poor Tian Chen. Got all the memories.
Tian Chen, rip.
Oh gosh, all the memories, all the rotten food. Yeah, now I got to go back in. I want to clip together Fatima when she's pregnant eating the rotten food, and then if you notice her in like the other seasons, she's always eating fruits and vegetables, but they're not rotten fruits or vegetables. Episode 3. All right, yeah, because I'm in episode 2. Yeah, it's got to be somewhere. Let's see. All right, Miranda's got to be getting there. Well, dang it. Nope, she's already there, so it must be the end of episode 2. Go to the end of it and see. Sorry, guys. Please stand by as we go through all the thousands upon thousands of memories. All right. Well, there she's down in the basement in episode 2. So, shit. It's somewhere. We got it somewhere. I promise. Shit, what is this one? All right, she's in the house with him, so it's got to be before that. Where is shit? Is it episode 1? Goddamn.
Yeah, I never thought to look at the license plate.
Right?
Right, me neither.
We'll go back to episode 1. Maybe it's episode 1.
I would imagine it's in the episode where they're driving around, like when Tabitha gets sucked back in.
Well, no, when she walks up and she finds the house. It's episode 1, yeah. His license plate I thought was there. Is that not episode 1? Or was it episode 3?
Episode 3 or 4. It's when she drives up with the beer. When he drives up with the beer.
Yeah, that's episode 1. I got it. It's episode 1. All right, hang on. Unless is it the front license plate, right? The front one, because hang on, let me pull this set up. Oh God, all the screenshots. All right, let's just share this one. Oh God, I gotta find it.
What do we think was the end goal where they were trying to go to that original bottle tree? Like, what was she gonna find there? Was she gonna find?
What is she gonna go through?
Song?
Like, you talking about Miranda?
Yeah, Miranda's bottle tree, or like the original bottle tree at the park or something. Like they were going there in the car, and then she yanked the wheel and was like, "I'm not going."
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know what she was gonna
Thought
get.
it would be an entrance or something, or
like an entrance to From.
Yeah, maybe. It's the only thing I could think of.
Yeah,
Or
like it's
maybe
another
like it
far
would,
away tree.
yeah, or maybe it would just trigger a react. I don't know.
I
Because
said, "This is this the one y'all were talking about? Because this one he drives up. This was episode 1.
1976 GS.
Unless there's another, unless y'all were talking about a different shot.
No, that's got to be it. So how does that allude to, like, that was the year like another child died or something, or that's
I
supposed to
don't know.
allude
You
to?
guys, let us know what is it about it, Robert? Further explain, or is there a different shot?
Yeah, Henry's license plate indicates that they lost a male son, just like Tabby and Jim. I don't know. I don't see it with that, but maybe it's a different
Well,
license
because I
plate.
don't know if it's something about the way the license plate is at that time too, like maybe the way they wrote it out or something. There was a
There's a
symbol on
And there
it.
was a symbol on it.
Well, that's what I said. Are y'all talking about a different time? Because this is when he pulls up and you know, and like when he first meets her. Is there a different version, a different time later when they're driving or something? Because this is, I believe, when he pulls up with the beer.
Yeah. I mean, in theory, the one on the back would be the same, right?
I mean, I zoomed in on it.
It is
All
a
I
movie.
can see from this shot, again, unless I don't know if there's a clearer one, is just the numbers, and it's 1976 GS.
One on the
It's in-
rear is the same.
Oh, okay. So I wonder what significance that has.
This is out of my
If
wheelhouse.
y'all have the screenshot of it or a better one, always send it to me in the Discord. This is the one that I have, unless, like I said, this was episode 1, and this is when he was drove up, and she was like walked up to the house.
I also like how it's Maine as well, because Maine, like Stephen King connection, and I think even Silent Hill was in Maine. Everything's going down in Maine. I'm guessing it's not a place you want to go.
Yeah, I'm not too sure, Miss Jen, the teacher. Yeah, Vic or Robert. Let's see. Yeah, see Roberts. Okay. The GS on the license plate stands for Gold Star in Maine. It is a special license plate designated for parents who lost a child in war. The 1976 is the year, thus he was older. And that's interesting. We do see the war soldiers. Not that
Okay.
they're the same of that, but just interesting little
Wow. Something I did
something
not
there.
know. That is very interesting.
So they had, yep. So yeah, he would have been the older one, and then I guess so Tabitha and them lost a younger one. Interesting. So it's the GS. There you go.
Very interesting. Yeah, wow. Did not know that.
Nice find, guys. Always out there. You guys are diving in deep.
Definitely. I would have never known.
All right. So yeah, all the memories, right?
Yeah. Even the ones I didn't know that I had.
You were making new memories.
Exactly. What do we think's going down with Boyd this next season?
He's in for a treat, right? I mean, he's just had so much fun. And I mean, what is he going to make now with Smiley? I mean, he was down in the caves when we last left him looking at Smiley, right?
Yeah.
I don't remember if he ever popped. I have to go back and look at my shot, see if he popped back out of there. But
well, those
No,
last
didn't.
couple episodes, I remember he had that big speech in front of the diner, and he brought the talismans to remind everybody, like, I'm the guy who made us all safe, and I called it his campaign speech, like, reelect me sheriff and all that. And then they set up all of this like tension between him and the rest of the town, and even individuals like Kenny. Like he the last thing he said to Kenny in the season, I'm pretty sure, was a lie, right? And it's gonna be a house of cards. I think that falls. They will finally break him this next season, I think. What do you guys think?
yeah, a lot
He's
of our
on that line.
characters, not just
He's on
him,
that
Donna,
line.
right? Like a lot of our guys who've kind of been through it now for a minute. They've been around. I mean, Donna's one of the last ones that's been there since. I mean, that's left. That's kind of like survived that long, I guess, other than Victor.
Right from before the talismans and stuff.
Right. Everybody, I mean, even Dale now, he's gone. So like, yeah. I mean, I imagine they're breaking them pretty good. They're throwing a lot. I mean, they really tried to break Boyd. When he did the music box and they showed his wife and they kept messing with him. Even when he was down there, he saw his son with the boat key. Again, breaking down his sort of, every time he thinks he's able to do something, he thought he had everything under control. And then what do? They release all the animals out of the barn, causing all kinds of, causing him to have to watch Tien Chen's passing.
Yeah, they had multiple opportunities to kill him, right? I mean, they could have just killed the animals instead of letting them go. They could have killed him in the barn instead of making him watch. They could have killed him at the ambulance. But I think they're like, a broken Boyd helps us more than a dead Boyd.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, what do you say? I threw out the theory that this whole thing ends with him getting in his boat.
Ah.
Okay, we do see an image somewhere of the boat, a drawing. And poor Dale. He didn't
make
it. He didn't make it.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Like, see, he couldn't. He was pissed off. He was tired of them not, taking him seriously. And then he went through. It didn't work out for him. Poor guy.
Yeah, I don't blame him for taking a shot, but they don't always work out.
Well, I mean, maybe you could have at least thrown stuff through the tree just to see what happened to it first. I'm not saying you still go through after that, but I mean, throw an animal through, find like something that's irritating you. I don't know, throw it through the trees.
Yeah.
Well, it ended up in the pool. No go. This tree has now failed. 2 out of 3 chances you're going to end up in the pool.
Right. Okay. So if it was the 4 of us and we had to make a quick decision, which one of us goes through the tree? How would we make that decision?
I was talking about, like, I don't know, do you get like a random chicken or something that's mean, like a rooster that you don't like? One of the goats that's mean.
A random chicken.
What was the goat that they were trying to save? You have to
just throw anything in there. My opinion is it's not.
What was the
random.
goat's name? Oh shit, they had the goat. Oh,
right.
remember
but if it is random, the chicken could appear right beside you fine, but you go through and you end up in a
That's
wall.
why you do it.
Yeah, it wouldn't necessarily mean anything.
Don't you know how science works? You don't test it out once. You have to test it out multiple times.
What if it's random? It's like rolling a die.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So you got to at least do 100 times to see. And if it doesn't end up every time in a nice place, then that tree is not.
And it's just us 4. We have no red shirts. We have there's
no
nobody
red
else.
shirts.
It's just
Make
us.
James go first.
Yeah, you pose the question, spoken. You go first. I think that's fair.
I think the question's in front of all of us. I didn't necessarily.
Oh God, Great Gold's throwing Ethan in the tree. Well, he might actually survive. Him and the boy in white, they got a friendship.
Yeah, I think
Brian, I mean, are you saying maybe it's who you are or how
Ginger.
you feel?
Oh, I gotta find Ginger. What episode was that?
I think it's
the barn episode.
Fromville as a whole has a will of its own.
Right. So if it don't like you or knows you have ill intent,
I think it's less about like judging the individual and more about like what would it mean for this person to end up like where I'm putting them. So like in this case, like the point of putting this guy in the pool was so that everybody would find him there, because it could have just dropped him somewhere and he could have died anywhere. But they picked the pool because that's a place that they walk by all the time.
Yeah, and a reminder of don't F with this place.
Exactly.
Don't mess with us.
Don't you go back through that tree.
Exactly. Right? I mean, if it was truly random,
I give you permission.
If it was truly random, like it could just. I feel like the majority of the time you would either be like under the dirt or like thrown up into the sky and you fall down. Like if it was truly, truly random, more likely than not, it would not be good. But
Right.
this is the one time where somebody died as a result, right? That we know of. Is that
Yeah.
correct?
I mean, Victor
Mhm.
did say you might end up in the middle of a mountain or something, or under a mountain.
He did.
And we
So
saw the
maybe he's
rock
seen it
dude. They
before.
was all crushed up in the cellar, Vision or whatever.
Yeah, that could have been as a result of that. True. Yeah, so maybe Victor has seen other people die as a result as well.
Yeah.
But it
That's why he
also
talked about their temperament. That's for sure.
led Tabitha to the lighthouse because it wanted her to go to the lighthouse. It wanted her to escape. It wanted her to
Right.
find the bottle tree. That was like the whole point of sending her there, and it even like saved Ethan a couple times. So there's a purpose for Ethan, and
Well, Boyd
who
had
else went
sent
through?
him.
Julie went through at some
Yeah,
point, right?
she ended up at the cellar, the root cellar,
The
coming
cellar,
out
the root
the
cellar.
cabinet. Boyd and Sarah went through, and Sarah seemingly ended up at the bottom, or the church. And
Right?
Boyd ended up back in whatever fucking place that Martin was in.
Yeah. So I
But
think
we
it's
also
more.
have to consider this too, right? Because when he goes through this particular bottle tree, they've already taken down bottles looking at the paper inside, and we don't know if that has like, we don't know what the bottles being on the tree, other than the fact that they did the melody so they could remember. But there's more significance in that, right?
Yeah, like they're supposed to ward off spirits or something.
So like them taking off
Yeah. Taking off bottles could affect the tree.
I
Yeah,
imagine its temperament wasn't very happy.
it could be as simple as like, oh, they're trying to figure out something. They're trying to learn. And as we learned at the end of this season, like trying to learn too much requires some pushback from Bill itself as like an entity. So maybe them taking bottles off doesn't have a direct effect in the sense that like spirits are getting through or something. Maybe it's just the tree realizes like, okay, they're getting too much hope from like what they're learning here, you know, and they need to be pushed back on a little bit.
And it's weird because it was like, all right, so he's telling Jim, like, your wife shouldn't do this, but at the same time, like, she and Jade are, well, he doesn't want them to, but they are sort of, I guess the boy in white maybe does want them to continue and figure out, like the kids do. The spirits almost of that place are calling out to them to sort of remind them of what happened. But also to possibly, because they keep saying they want to save the children, but that goes back to the very original form, right? Because she said when they were the original version, they would sing the melodies to the children. They tried to save the children, but they were unable to save them. So she's constantly reliving this. We have to save the children, even though the children are no longer there. It's literally like their spirit form. Because like when they were on the last episode, Tabitha and Jade could see the kids while the melody was being played, but I'm not so sure Jim could see it because he was like, "What the fuck is going on?" He didn't know what the hell was going on. He couldn't see them. At least that's the way I took it. So they're not really there in that sense of like they're still walking around like some zombie. No, they're like a quote unquote spiritual sense of some sort.
Yeah, and spirits like that seem to latch on to specific people. You know, like Father Daughtry with Boyd, and Tom, the bartender with Jade, and other figures as well.
Great Goal says this is like tree stride in D&D druid spell. There you go, Dana.
I do not know about that one.
Dana knows, right? Dana. You know about that tree?
What's tree stride? What does that do?
It's basically you can teleport through the trees.
Oh really? Yeah. Okay, cool. Perfect.
So if you roll a 1, you end up in the pool.
All I know about druids is that in Baldur's Gate you can transform into an owl bear, among other things.
Yeah, we have an owl bear. She loves her owl bear form.
Yep.
Nice.
She is a pixie. She's got a nice set of lungs on her, even though she's tiny. And she turns into an owl bear. All kinds of things. Actually, it was. She was like a spider or some shit one time, I think.
Yep.
A lot of practice.
You love little bugs to go and spy.
You know, this
What
was
other
it. And
unsolved
again, like,
mysteries do we have?
so many, to be fair.
Yeah.
But just like the breakdown, you're talking about the breakdown of our characters. Like I said, Donna and Boyd, like, even in this moment, like he was telling, like, I'm trying to keep, like, I think this is the moment you're talking, like, I'm trying to keep you guys safe, or this is one of his speeches. Like,
Yeah.
he was really upset. Like, he was trying so hard. Like, it seems no matter what he was trying to do, either trying to not to give information, he gave information. No matter what he was trying to do, this place was going to break him. And it had to do with the challenge he threw out there, in a sense. If this is
yeah, it
like a
definitely
god,
did.
and we talked about even like Cabin in the Woods and how the gods, sometimes they just like a good show. Well, he maybe, or even what was when we watched Alice in Borderlands, Dana, and those gods seemingly they wanted a good show, right?
Yep.
And him throwing out the gauntlet, in a sense, saying, this place will not break me, maybe had a little bit to do with it too. Who knows?
Yeah, and this moment was another one of his kind of campaign speeches, but I kind of think it almost backfired because, he kind of used this moment as like an "I told you so," but almost
Yeah.
in a sense now, like, people associate him with this negative thing, and he, instead of him, leading with compassion, he kind of wags his finger at people, which is not really the best way to get people on your side, especially when they're already kind of leaning away from you.
Right. Gather the frustration though that he probably was feeling at this point.
Oh, it's very relatable for sure.
Because this was after, so I was looking through. Episode 1 is when the barn happens, and they get, as Robert says, they get Ginger the cow. We'll go see that memory in a second as well. It was sad.
Rip.
But
So what do you guys think about the theory that the lullaby, like, kind of like we were talking about the tree, weren't the notes for the lullaby in the bottles? Is that how
That
it
would
works?
make sense. Yeah.
yes, it makes that whole statement about the melody different, in my opinion, now with the music box.
Right. And into that theory, let's just say the lullaby is more than what it is, just a song or notes and bottles or whatever.
Mhm.
And that, how did that rhyme go? They break, they touch, they steal.
They break,
Steal.
they touch, they steal.
I don't remember
No
the rest
one,
of it.
no one
Here.
here is safe.
When they come for three,
unless you stop
the melody.
Mm.
But
right,
when
and
they
the
did a
three would
melody,
be Randall, Julie, and Marielle, because they're the cicada, the music box thing. Is all that connected?
I would say so. Because like I said, now with the melody of them, and even them saying that they use melodies to sort of soothe the children, when the melodies, because remember Martin said it's when the melody stops, they come. So if you think about it as they were trying to save the children, again, I don't know, I'm just throwing shit out there. And they were singing them all these melodies, trying to keep them safe. But when the melodies stopped, they came. That's when the children were taken. That music box could have been something that Tabitha and Jade's older version had when they, with the kids. And it's just sort of part of that curse, sort of manifesting itself with the melodies, because it's weird because they use the melodies to kind of soothe the children, and they use the melodies from the bottle tree to help Tabitha and Jade remember. And Martin says, it's the nursery rhyme almost counters what they're saying with the melody for the kids, in a sense. It's weird because Martin even said something about when the melody stops. Didn't he say something about when the melody stops, that's when they come?
It seems like it, yeah.
But then again, the nursery rhyme says they break, they touch, they steal. No one, did it say no one here is safe or no one here is free or something? Shit.
I need to delve with the bus driver a little more, because there's got to be a reason why she heard that on the outside of From.
Right.
Yeah.
Like why, how did her grandma know? Like, yeah, it's such a specific, like, there's got to be more to that. Because again, I'm still a believer that nothing in this show is a throwaway.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, yeah, and I feel like the town itself, it's kind of like a metaphor for a story in a way, where like everything in a story has a purpose and a function, and often multiple functions. So like bringing the bus driver here meant multiple things, and the main thing in that first season she showed up is that nursery rhyme. So yeah, what does grandma mean? Is she a descendant or a reincarnation or something
Mm-hmm.
like that? It could be anything.
I'm trying to find season 2 stuff because that's where is it season 2 we get or season 1 we get more of the. I think it's season 2 we get more of the music box. Yeah. All right. I'm pretty sure it's between season 1 and season 2 at the end of season 1, right at the beginning of season 2. All kinds of
Yeah.
fucking fuckery here. All right.
Yeah,
All the
because by the end
screenshots.
of this last season, I was thinking, okay, the music box thing was just something on its own, not on its own, but it's something that happened, and now we're past that, and whatever it meant, and now we're on to other stuff like reincarnation stuff. We're finding out, but it seems like maybe it does tie. The bottles, the music, the lullaby, the cycles.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, at the very least, there's like underlying themes that run through the
Oh
different
yeah. What's up,
scenarios.
Henry James? Welcome, welcome.
What's up?
All right, Robert's got our melody for us. Hang on, I'm just trying to bring up this next set of screenshots. All these shots. Shit, did I fucked it up already? Hang on.
Yeah, and the cicadas are still going to have an effect. I mean, we only just started tapping into what's going on with the three characters there, so I'm really
Mm-hmm.
curious, like what's going on with Randall, for example. They
Yeah.
didn't really explain that.
Something's still going, because he did stop the melody. He broke the box or something, right? And it broke them out of where they are chained up. They still have an issue. They hear things or see things or whatever.
We got to think too. The nursery rhyme itself is, and Great Girl says, music and rhymes is how fairy folk cast magic, and even in nursery rhymes, there's sort of a way of kind of telling a story about something, but we don't know where the nursery rhyme came from. Because there's something I'm gonna have to go back and really listen, because there's something about the way Martin talked about the music box, but then the nursery rhyme kind of has it differently. Nursery rhyme's telling you to stop the melody, but Martin was almost like, but when you stop it, that's when they come.
Yeah, but yeah, it says they come for 3 unless you stop the melody. So they stop coming, but whatever effect they had, they break, they touch, they break, they steal. Like they are still touched, broken, and stolen from. When the melody stops, like it doesn't undo what was already done.
Because when Martin was with Boyd, music box was playing, he was like, "You got to go before it stops." And I think even in the dreams, they all saw something, and the music box played, and then it was like, was it the music box stopped and they saw it? I'm trying to remember. Because that's it's so weird, because it's almost counter to what the nursery rhyme is saying. Or at least that's the way my brain's looking at it. I don't know. It's just making my brain hurt.
Yeah, we got a lot of hints of stuff, residual effects from this whole scenario, but we don't really know the why or the how yet. And we got a hint. We got obviously hints that Randall's going through something, and then Marielle seemed to suggest that she's going through something too, but didn't really elaborate.
Right. Yeah, we don't know what she's going to completely have. We know that he still sees the cicadas. They're still kind of haunting him. So it's not gone. It did not. It stopped the trance that they were in. It stopped, like I said, the progression of whatever they were under. But it didn't seem to stop the full-on effect.
Yeah. Yeah,
like
for
they
sure.
still, Like, what is it, Dana, when D&D, when we like, we're in the little zone or whatever, and we break that little kind of thing, but we still may have an effect or some shit until we like break the effects.
Oh yes, you have to like kind of do a save, like a save ends, because it's an after effect.
Right. Kind of reminds me of something like that, where it's like, yeah, you broke sort of the main initial magic or whatever, but yeah, they still have little after effects. They have to save ends. And that's some bitch.
Like something
That's
that's
some
still on.
bullshit game master. This DM is a piece of shit. I'll tell you what. If they throw out a meteor, Dana, we throwing in the white flags. Bullshit. Where is it? Hang. Damn it! I wasn't prepared for my own fuckery.
A bullshit? A bullshit? A bullshit. A bullshit.
Right? I mean, it's bullshit, man. God damn it. But yeah,
Right?
there's still a lot of questions. I mean, really, to me, I'm just getting through the parody of it all now. Like going back from season 1 and looking at a lot of our characters, even some of the ones we got in season 2. Was it season 2, season 3? Where we're kind of like seeing their character development because they kind of put like Randall and them through it real quick. Well, I guess about the same, but it's just you kind of see how they've changed. Like Randall was it's similar to Jade, but even more prickly, even more of an asshole, I guess you could say, than Jade. Where Jade kind of was like very snooty and, oh, this is all about me. Randall's like, get the fuck away from me, don't touch my shit. Very much so ready to pick a fight. But now both of those characters have sort of softened in their own way. Like Randall still, excuse me, Randall still has his moments, but he's the fear and everything. Like he's no longer that tough exterior or whatever is really broken down on him. Jade, we saw it real quick with him and Tien Chen, how, and some other characters were able to kind of make him more aware of like, okay, so he knows he says things and he'll kind of be snarky and quirky and stuff, but you eventually kind of see this other side of Jade. You just see these different reversals with our characters, even when, I mean, Sarah, like that little short, the evolution of her, and she had the screwdriver, man. That was brutal. Like,
Yep.
just to know, like, that's where she started, and she didn't want to do it, right? Like, I mean, yeah, she did it, but just seeing her character and how she was struggling through that moment to where she is now with Elgin and still picking up said screwdriver and now not having any problems, seemingly like she's like, this place, this place already took it from me. I've already done this, that acknowledgement of the change in her, which she's kind of, and we see that progression through the seasons, but by season 3 in that moment, she's just like full on, I am this now. I've taken on this role of acceptance of no soul, and I would take, no one else will have to do the dirty deeds. I shall do them. Shut up. I didn't even take a hit that time, Great Gold. That's just because I've been talking a lot. I've been rambling. I probably should drink something. I'm trying to think too. I mean, Elgin, he come off very very scared when he first come in, very soft-spoken, very timid. Even Sarah was saying how, she felt for him, but to where he's now literally kidnaps Fatima, puts her in this like place, not really knowing what's going to happen. He just assumes, he believes whatever visions or things that he has seen. So it really, this place changes people or brings out their true nature. Maybe.
Yeah. And how do you explain what? And I don't know if I'm remembering it correctly. Something about Elgin remembering that song. Also, something about her being pregnant.
Yeah, reminded
caused him, which ended up causing the bus driver to say, "Yeah, I know that." Right? Is that how it played out?
Something like that. Yeah, because they were all at the Colony House, right as the cicadas were being released. I don't know if that's on this episode. There's too many screenshots. Oh dear God! But yeah, they were all kind of huddled in there, and Granny mentioned, Fanny Pack Granny, she mentioned to him that something like, oh, she knew she was pregnant, and she could just tell, and that's when, and Elgin was sitting there. They were doing the whole, he was teaching Granny how to knit or something like that. So I think that was the night when the cicadas first come out or whatever, and they were all huddled in. That was a rough night.
Oh yeah.
We had what's his name freaking the hell out. I'm trying to think. Was that was what, season 1? No, maybe season 2. Shit, there's too much. See, god damn it. Hang on. I'm trying to even look through my screenshots to remember, because this is after that, right? No, this is when cicadas get ready to really pop off. So,
do we have any theories on who the kimono wearing lady is? Like why she looks
she's
like
fucked
she's
up.
drowned or something like that?
She's fucked up.
Yeah,
she's some
not
kind
one
of
the
Japanese
monsters.
spirit. I don't fucking know, man. She's whacked out.
Yeah, it's very specific.
It's not normal. That's for damn sure.
Yeah.
Here it is. That's when it was.
And was her only purpose to bring forth the new Smiley?
Yeah, like is she done now?
Well, because that was the whole thing with Elgin, right? It was the baby. He remembered about the baby, and then and look, there's your girl back there. Dana, your one-eyed peeper.
Yep.
She's right behind Elgin.
I'm not saying nothing. I'm not saying nothing.
Right as Elgin's like, oh, that reminds me of something.
Mm-hmm. There she is. There she is. Don't make me bust out my list, Scarlett, because I'll do it. I'll do it.
What was she doing? She just like making bracelets and shit back there. I don't even know what the hell she was doing back there.
Yeah, it was like Elgin had
she
the
got
dream
the prayer
on the bus,
beads,
right?
That what she had. She got the prayer beads. Oh shit, she's evoking shit.
And
Dana.
do you guys also remember that when Elgin first saw the kimono lady, like she first came up to him while he was hanging up the Polaroids, who walks up to Elgin like, "What you doing?" Fucking Clara. "Oh, I like your pictures," and then just walks away. Like, really? Sus.
Yeah, he starts getting the camera. That's right. They end up finding the camera. He starts seeing old creepy lady everywhere. But Robert's got it. Says when it was announced that Fatima was pregnant, Elgin remembers his dream on the bus where the boy in white told him the lullaby. Then Bacta remembered her grandma using it to, or used to sing it. Here, words.
Yeah. Yeah.
And again, we got our lady back there. She just hanging out with the prayer beads.
Well, she's a character that's just always there, but like feels more like a background kind of character. And I definitely feel like she could. It would be one of those things where something happens with her.
Way too many key moments that she is a part of, that she just pops up in, and like just so, even like when characters need a direction or need to do something, like if there's Clara there to kind of like nudge them along. Like,
you know why?
I'll be right back.
You know why? It's because Jade stole her bicycle.
Right? Very first time you meet her.
So she don't have anywhere else to go. She just hangs around because she don't have her bicycle no more.
Wasn't she the one who said in season 1, like, oh, we share everything here or something? Or was that somebody else?
I think that was somebody else.
I think that was somebody else.
I forgot her name. The girl that wanted to do Jade. Was that her? That said that?
No, you're right.
Yep.
Or maybe it was her that was taking things of Julie's, and Fatima was telling her how it worked around there after that or something.
Yeah, that could be.
It's like, what the hell was she doing on the roof? Of all places for this girl to be, what are you doing on the roof when they're trying to put up an antenna? Like, you just happen to get your butt up whatever ladder you needed to climb up to go and get on the roof, just to point out, oh, like, look, there's that storm that's a coming over there. You guys see that? Look over there. Like, there's just so much.
The actress's contract said she needed one more line in that episode.
Yeah, one line per episode. Always at an important part. I feel like she's just the spirit of the what do they call this again? Colony house?
Yes.
Yes.
She very much reminds me of the mother. She
She's still
reminds
alive,
me
right?
of that kind of character. Like she might be the ultimate protector of From, just like the mother was the ultimate protector of the
Interesting.
island. And she's trying
Ah.
to find somebody. These are all her little candidates to figure out who's going to kind of maybe have to take her place one day.
Huh.
Hmm,
Interesting.
that would be
Mhm.
cool.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, I can't turn the Lost Brain off. I just can't do it.
That's there, though. I mean, they definitely hint at a lot of things that it could be. Trying to see if I had any more Little Miss Claire in this group. Surely I had to have. But no, she's everywhere, doing her thing.
Well, you just know that Clara was like, "Oh, Tilly was definitely the one who was going to be the protector, the new protector."
Mm-hmm.
But then she died.
Another thing too, so like this is where I believe we start having a crop failure. And I think this is what I'm trying to think of where Fatima was. I don't even remember if she was pregnant or not yet. I'm trying to go back and think because
Yes, because this is the moment that she told Donna that she was pregnant, I believe.
okay. Then I
Yeah,
think
and
she was still in the greenhouse later.
do we ever get a definitive thing about like why the soil went bad and stuff?
I'm assuming it was to feed Fatima.
Yeah, that's what I
That's
was
what I
thinking
think.
too. Like it was the corruption of that, and the fact that she kills Tilly in this greenhouse is like another symbol of that too.
Mm-hmm.
With a gardening tool, no less.
Mm-hmm.
It's
And
just
then
that
she
symbol of
can't swing at
corruption.
Elgin to save her life, right?
Yeah, right. Yeah, if only she had the gardening tool then.
Right.
Yeah. No, so does that mean that the soil's going to go back to normal now that the pregnancy's over, or are we still going to be dealing with famine?
Not sure, to be fair. I mean, because they seemingly have a new source of food, but I don't know how the world is going to play that.
Yeah, because they have to keep going out to that the
Because her
old
whole
village.
pregnancy goes into question, right? Because she was talking about it. I know what the night
Right back.
that Smiley dies, right? When her guy gets messed up by Dale and they go to the hospital. I think she brings it up then to Marielle. But if she was bringing it up then, which means this place already knew, right? I mean, that seemingly it knew that it was going to give up Smiley. Smiley walked up as if he was going to be offered up, knowing he would come back, so that the cicadas could be born into the real world, like flesh of my flesh or something. It's all kinds of fucked up because the pregnancy ties in with Smiley's death. But Smiley's death seemingly was what this place wanted him to transfer it. Which means what was Martin actually, did Martin chain himself up there? Because he knew and he didn't want to be released onto the world?
I don't know.
All the pondering. I'm sorry. I sit here, I'll go on a damn tangent of like 5 different, because it's all connected. I'm like, well, but then where does this piece fit with that? I'm like, well,
It is all connected. We need the conspiracy board with the
Oh, the murder mystery
yarn,
pieces.
thumbtacking everything together.
Oh, yeah, no, we had to clear it out and start over. And we
Yep.
had like a whole couple of rooms put together, but I threw it all out because I'm going back to scratch because this shit is even more odd with what we know in season 3 to look back at season 1 and watch through it. You're like, I wonder now if this has anything to do with that shit.
Yeah. And I feel like it's going to be like a coin toss if it does or not, right? Does it tie in? Yes. Does it tie in? Maybe not.
And I still can't believe what now, knowing that the numbers in the bottle have something to do with like a melody or a chord or whatever, that what Tabitha sees in her vision with the lighthouse, that has to mean something. It's trying to now we may not be able to figure out what it means. But that has to mean something for her character to have seen that, especially with the Unkui kids trying to get her to remember. Now, I don't know if that was the numbers that were in the bottle trees, but it didn't seem like the same numbers. They were different because the ones that they were reading off of had the backwards too and stuff like that. So I'm just like, I'm really curious to see where that's going to fit in. If it's like another memory, is that how they unlock their memories? Is through the melodies, or I don't know, the melodies is a hell of a thing now. They just I know we talked about it a little bit a minute ago, but yeah, that sits on my brain a little bit.
Oh yeah, it's definitely key. We haven't heard the last melody, I'm pretty sure.
Right.
Yeah. But I'm gonna take the opportunity to dip out here. Thanks for having me on again. Really
Well, thank you
excited
for
to,
hanging, hun. Always a pleasure.
absolutely.
Thanks, Brian. Thanks,
Sure,
Brian.
hope
See you,
everybody
man.
has a good Halloween.
Brian.
Bye. See you guys later.
Have a good night, hun.
You
Stay
too.
safe. But yeah, a lot of different avenues now they could go with this next season. I'm not really sure where we're gonna go with it. Let me see what else I got here. All the memories. Oh no!
No memories.
Oh no! Poor Boyd. All the things Boyd had to do. All the choices he had to make, man. So are we assuming this little girl? This is a little girl that walks up to Tabitha, and she sees her more than any of the other children, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Do we think this is supposed to be like her kid?
No, I think the one that actually walked up to her when her memories were unlocked was her actual daughter.
I thought that's who this was.
I don't know if it's this girl, but it's whichever one actually walked up to her.
Okay, well, maybe they're slightly different. They look similar. No, well, maybe they are the same. Well, no, they
I
are
just
the
don't
same.
remember.
Hang on.
Are they the same? Yeah, you'd have to show the photo of both
Hang
of
on.
them.
I know I have to do them back to back, and I can't do it. They're in two different file folders. I'll have to make a note of that. We'll have to do that when we do the full breakdown, Dana.
Okay.
I have to go back through and like, all right, we're going to compare all these shots here. Oh, damn it. They're two different file folders. Two different seasons. I can go back to it though. Let's see. Yeah, all the pictures. What's up, Bill D? Howdy, my friend. Welcome. Let's see. We stop sharing this one. Bring up another one. We're just going through all the memories that From has given us. Lots and lots of them. And I want this one. I want this one to pull up. Okay, that's the girl that comes up to her. I mean, I can't tell 100%, but they was a hell of a similarity. But who knows? I don't know. I thought they were the same little girl, but it could be a different little girl.
I don't know. I think they're different.
The key to look at is the dress. Is the dress the same? The other one did have a torn shoulder, but it looked like maybe a different way.
Hang on, let me go back.
Yeah, look at the dress real close.
Hang on. Oh, shit. I'm going to have to take them out of the file folder and put them in a whole nother separate file. We'll get there, folks. It's fine. Which one was I looking at? This one?
You can do it.
See, she's got here their skin
That's
is
the same.
She's not as pale here.
It's the same dress, though.
But it's the same hair.
Yeah.
And I want to say it's the same nose and everything. But again,
yeah, I would say it is the same.
She doesn't have the blood on. She's got the same cut on her head, but it's not as bloodied.
Right.
And she's not as pale here. The other one, they were more pale.
Yeah. It does seem like it's the same kid, though.
But I don't know. What's up, Mr. Darce'lph? Welcome, guys. Everyone for joining us.
Possibly.
Because I was just curious if that was... Because she does see her a lot. And she's even the one that comes to her, I think, when she's by the cave. And they all, like, put their hands on her and shit. And Debbie says, same girl, a year older. All right, yeah. So the actor itself, the kid actor changed a little bit. But I thought it was the same one. It looked similar enough. I don't remember where I was going with that, but yeah, so a lot of the things and how they can see them. And so if that was her kid and they got to save the children, like I'm trying to go down all these rabbit holes, Dana. There's so many. I keep getting tripped up in all the holes.
Right? So many holes.
What's your favorite hole, James? Rabbit hole.
No
we lost James, everybody.
Comment. No comment.
We lost James. I'm gonna think where I'm going here. All right. Let's see. What else do we got? I keep bouncing between the seasons too. So let's see. Oh yeah, all the memories, right? That was a fun one. They just happen to have that. And again, the items, we know the monsters play around with them in the caves. They do seem to like to hold on to them for who knows. I mean, there's few reasons I know everyone's come up with. I still wonder if it's just because, it's like keeping a trophy of your kill, or if there's other sentimental value because they're still trying to hold on to sort of like a humanity or a human side. Because she even looks at her watch on this moment too when she walks away from Randall. She looks at this little watch on her shirt there. So yeah, I don't know. It's just weird. The way the monsters still act is an interesting sort of thing to watch and look at. Knowing now sort of who the monsters are in the grand scheme of things. That goes back to, thinking about it. So the monsters made a pact with this seemingly man in yellow, perhaps, which means they had to come here, or was this world created, this particular pocket world? Say this man is like able to have multiple pocket worlds like the snow globes, right? This world was created the moment they made the deal. Doesn't mean there's not other places out there, but is this one just what we see sort of within the world created by the people who made the pact? So maybe it's things from their lives or something. I don't know. I'm just kind of curious how, because if the world was always here, is this set of monsters like this world just always continue with a group? Like, so did people break the cycle and you have to get a new group of people to make the pact with? I don't know, some of those questions have been running through my mind just thinking about the show and the history of and the lore of this place. What do you guys think? Was it always sort of, I mean, I'm assuming he always had a place, but was this place always here, or did it like maybe he's got different pocket snow globe kind of worlds?
I don't know. It's a good question. I mean, definitely something to ponder. I also see it, or could be, if you look at it from the cave drawings aspect of like maybe a little boat or a canoe originally coming down a river or a creek and crossing a log, and there they are, kind of thing. Maybe the very first people. So maybe it was always this area, but there wasn't any people in it until those people in the boat came and settled and started, eventually became the people that reincarnated and made the deal. So it could be something like that, where it was a place there just wasn't any people there until there were.
I'm good. How did he choose?
But it could be
the first
created,
group?
like you say, it could be created once they made the pact or whatever, once that happened.
Because what was it? When Tabitha was back in the quote unquote real world and she's talking to Victor's dad, I think he was talking about how Miranda spoke about it being like a place you could never find. Even if you wanted to, you couldn't find it, but you just kind of stumble into it. Is it like a place for lost souls or something? There's a lot of good quotes that talk about the different things. And kind of make you ponder when you listen to it back and think, okay, well, what does that mean? Because we're getting these sort of different viewpoints, or just the different ways that, like, Miranda talked about this place. But then we got sort of that other side where we have the man in yellow and how he's kind of playing the characters, even the way Martin talked about the music box. And I don't know, I'm just curious to see what they're going to do, and if they're going to give us any more as far as like the origins. I mean, we kind of have, right? They kind of give us this like generational sort of deal, and that it goes back to a certain point in history. And it goes back to at least boats, right? But we know it didn't go back to like cavemen, right? It didn't show like people just walking up into this place. It kind of seemed as if the first people who went here sort of sailed into it.
Yeah, like more colonial day,
right?
Age.
So as if this place didn't always exist.
Well, maybe it existed, but no people stumbled into it. You know, you have to go to that specific. Well, they did come from everywhere as far
exactly.
as
because they even say like this is a place that if you were even looking for it, you couldn't find. You just stumble into it.
And maybe those people stumbled into it. They were the first, and it was around colonial. But the dates, you know, if you take that as dates on the tower thing, it goes even farther back than colonial.
Well, again, we're assuming those dates are not dates anymore now.
Right.
If they're melody, that's a whole nother.
Right.
Huh. Pondering further as we go deeper and deeper down the rabbit hole. Shit, Alice.
We don't know the history.
I think we took a mushroom or something. My head hurts.
Yeah. I mean, we're just trying to deal with the history from the time it happened to now. So we definitely don't know the prior history. Maybe that'll be a second show, a spin-off show.
Goes into maybe how, because I know, like, all right, you assume you have to free the children, but the children, again, how do you break this cycle?
Free the children.
Cycle, but how do you free the children? And children are dead.
Well, you know, free the souls or whatever.
Right. So you have to possibly make right what was wrong. Is that why they have to remember? So they can remember what happened? Do the monsters even remember what happened? Do you have to get them to remember in order to sort of, like, because it reminds me again of sort of what they did in Silent Hill. They had to get all the townspeople to remember because they were kind of almost like the true monsters, even though there was all the evil, creepy shit going on around. They were the true evil. And so they had to be, you know, the light had to be shown on them or some shit.
Can they do it from the present day time they're in? Do they have to time travel? Do they have to be at the tower?
That's why I'm wondering, like, did they create this world? Because if they break the cycle, does this world continue?
Well, the place may still be there, but the people that made the first pact, that is come and gone.
But why that particular time?
The kids.
Why, out of all of history, why that moment? Why this group of people? Did this place decide now is the time to take people?
Well, yeah. I mean, like I say, you're thinking kind of far back, and it's hard to fathom. But I mean, it could be like you say, where it's happened other places. You know, in ancient Egypt, someone stumbled through the desert and into, you know, don't cross that piece of driftwood or whatever, and boom, you're in, or broken stone or something. They don't have trees in the desert. But you know, it could be a multiple type thing, or
who knows?
Something.
I don't know. I think
in
about
Lost, Dana, like in Lost,
like
how would you, if you compare what Scarlett's asking to Lost, how could you answer that question?
Well, they have an answer in Lost.
That's what I'm saying. Like, is it, you know, were there a whole bunch of islands, you know?
Yes. According to Lost, yes, there were other places that existed within that universe that were like the island. Just the one they were specifically looking for and lost was the island, because within that island was the source, was basically like
Yeah.
the
And it
where life
started. It's almost
started.
like the beginning. That island is almost like the beginning and the end type of deal.
But there's other
It
islands.
started from like the beginning of
Yes.
time. So people throughout history were being pulled into this place.
Right. And that could be this place, a place out of time, you know,
And I would
or
think
other
so. It's
places
just
like
so
it.
weird that because in that place, when they go back and they look at the ruins and stuff like that, they show stuff that predates this sort of colonial period that we see. Like it predates boats. It predates
It predates boats.
Lost does.
Oh
Like
yeah,
I don't.
Lost does. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So on the island itself, it depicts the history going back sort of to the beginning of time. The history that we have on From only depicts the cycle that originated from the original group that seemingly sailed over and found this place. What they thought, I'm sure, was a new world, maybe. And it's just weird because this place seems to only exist around the fairy tale or the story that happened with that original group of people. Because we don't get really any history that doesn't have to do, I think, with sort of the original embodiment. Like, I don't know, it's just kind of different. It's just weird because, like I said, Lost, they gave us that. Now, maybe they will. Maybe we'll get to see some further history because they even said, like, the cave paintings and stuff were what the monsters drew. And so that was their history. Maybe we will get to a point where they find something else. But so far, we haven't seen anything that kind of predates boats because the lighthouse kind of indicates boat travel. So I don't know. I was just curious. I'll ponder some wild ass shit that we'll never fucking know about. My bad. Let's see. Robert says,
Yes, yes, sir. That's what says Eloise.
"Yep, yeah, no, the Lost one definitely. They give you so much with the history. And they do have other islands. Like I'm still not saying that From couldn't be another island that they talked about in Lost. I was just curious as if this like because so far all we've gotten is the lore based off the original pact that was made with this guy. I don't know if they've given us too much history past that point. Because we were thinking, like, oh God, like all those dates and stuff, but now the dates are out of question in a sense, unless we're just assuming that those were from the bottle tree. Those are dates still. That Tabitha sees in her vision. I don't know. See, shit, I don't know. It's just too much. Oh God damn it. Yeah, we're gonna definitely have to do a lot more breakdowns because there's just too many things that happened in the last couple seasons, and you kind of go back and think about it. I mean, even this was, should they have burned Smiley's body? Maybe not, maybe so. It didn't stop the cicadas, bastards.
Didn't stop Smiley.
And I'm sure didn't stop Smiley. And her nightmare ripped her apart. It's all fucked up. And that dude didn't make it either. And Randall kind of went a little out there. But, Boyd kind of reined it in. I do love that part, though. Boyd kind of made him sit the hell down. He just told him, you just sit your little ass down. Or here, take the gun. You go outside and shoot it with these little zombie monsters. The bile, but again, they got bile in them, which I know there's some theories. Robert, you had some good theories out there about the bile. Why that's the only thing seemingly working. We don't really see them eat, but I guess they may partake in a few of the organs. I'm not sure. A lot of different things.
So much.
Trying to remember all the memories. What else? Oh, I just talked about Sarah a little bit. I don't know. Did we want her to stay or go? Are we still like, no, she can take a hike next season?
I don't. I could take her or leave her.
You could take her or leave her. Whatever.
Yeah.
Oh, the peaches. Oh, the peach cans.
I'm not necessarily going to be heartbroken if something happens to her.
All right. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. The Parkinson's and stuff or whatever, right? Boyd had some things. Wondered, is that it started to come back, right? Or did it? Did
Well,
we
that's
have
the
like that?
worm. Is that showing
That's
the
the
worms?
worms, but I mean, like, I remember he had.
It went away while he had the worms, and it came back after he got rid of them. Is that
I
how it
think
worked?
so. Or I know we had seen a moment, I think, in episode or season 3 where it looked like he was shaking his hand again a little bit. And I don't think they ever truly like told us. It was one of them things where we were like, is it not? Or did we ever? I can't see all the memories. I don't remember shit. Oh, they did though. They broke Boyd down something fierce. And then we know like the monsters do seem to stand back when it comes to the cicadas. So there's seemingly a hierarchy. Or at least, they know when to stay and when to go. Sarah, oh, you remember she played Russian roulette. Yeah, all the fun memories. Oh, all the cicadas. And again, they couldn't see the cicadas, right? Only the 3 could see them.
Yeah.
So it goes back to a lot of these sort of between the visions and sort of like ghost.
So is the music box an entity in itself? Like we've got the monsters walking around, we've got the man in yellow, we've got the boy in white, we've got something that maybe drug like big spiders or something, maybe drug the tent through the woods. Is the music box its own monster, and are the cicadas part of that music box monster's curse, or are the cicadas a monster also?
I always took it as the music box was its own. But so I don't know.
Yeah, and
But I
Robert,
thought the cicadas were attached to the music box.
right, that's what I was thinking too.
Yeah, I assume they are, because it went because we get the cicadas in the pot with, Kenny, right? Kenny, no, shit, what's his name? What the hell was that boy's name? Is it Kenny? Damn it, I can't remember characters' names. Shit.
Elgin?
Oh shit, where's he at? No, not Elgin. Our boy with the pot of cicadas in his nightmare. Hang on. I had to be here, right? Here we go.
Yeah, Kenny.
Kenny, yeah.
Kenny.
Make sure. For some reason, I couldn't remember if that was his name or not. So, and this is where he got the phone call, and it talks about the melody. Like, that's where he hears the lullaby as well. And he gets cicadas coming out of the pot, and he gets burned by one. Because, it's like it splattered on him, right? You ever had a pot that was boiling, like spaghetti sauce or something? And it splashed a little and got him on the arm. A little cicada splash. See. Robert says, did you notice what Victor was drawing in the peach can picture? My theory is that the black creature that we see in many drawings and painting is the evil entity above the MIY. Shit. What's it?
Man in yellow.
Man in yellow. There you go. Sorry, my brain is all over the place tonight. That definitely could be. Because we don't know, we get almost like one that's drawn almost with like a beak or something like that. One that's almost like creeping around, almost like a Grim Reaper or something in the house. It could be the monsters, but it seemed a little darker, little black figure. So it definitely could be the bigger baddie. And we kind of seen how that works out in Alice in Borderlands, right? We see sort of the face cards or whatever, and then we got to meet sort of the man above them, the Watchman, right?
Watcher.
Or the
The
Watcher.
Watcher.
So we could be having sort of the hierarchy, and he even talked about the gods being sort of, they're watching all of this. So yeah, again, there's so many ways they could still go with this, and they've done pretty good at keeping, at least as far as for me, keeping me guessing and theorizing, and then having to go, oh no, that didn't even happen. Oh, they did this instead. Like, oh God, now where are we going? Like, oh, that changes everything. And I really do enjoy that about the show. Yep, the drone that went nowhere. Oh, he's trying. He's trying. Look, man, you could see in that, like, they did good at showing Jade's progression too with the beard and his madness, so to speak. Yeah, see, and I felt so bad for Elgin. He come in just poor Elgin. Oh, poor Elgin. It didn't just work out the way we thought it would.
No.
Yeah, this was even creepy too, because even though the cicadas come out, they just disappeared and then they were out again. So were they ever really? It's one of the things, like, they're not there. It's one of the other things in From where it's magic, it's spirit, it's sort of there and not there until it was there, right? Like, it slowly progressed. It went from the nightmare to coming out of his body, but eventually then it was just everywhere until they got it to stop. But still, we don't know. And then the cicadas are still lingering. They get a little cicada side effect for Randall. But I don't know if anybody else out of the three are feeling that same side effect.
Right. How would you explain that? Is his name Ethan? What's his name?
The little boy?
No, it's the dude that trapped Fatima.
Elgin.
Elgin, yeah. Elgin, so he had the dream, and people are saying that maybe the boy in white gave it to him about the melody. Or he had a dream about the melody.
All right, when he was coming into town on the bus, he was dreaming, and he saw a dream about, and it kind of freaked him out. Part of it was the melody. I don't know if he ever told us the rest of the dream.
The boy in white was in the dream.
Okay, yeah. And so he ended up
scared the shit out of him.
And he ended up seeing the kimono lady
in his dream.
Right? And then, which ended up controlling him to capture Fatima and allow Smiley to return. And it was because of Elgin that was like puppeteered per se. Right? Mm-hmm. Okay. So all the way back to the dream on the bus. Was it a predetermined thing? Like, did the place know? Okay, we need someone to follow through with getting Smiley back, the reincarnation of one of these monsters. Mm-hmm. Did the place know Elgin was going to be that person? Like,
seems like it does know these things, because even with Boyd, because we went back and forth trying to determine, was the boy in white good or evil, because he's the reason that seemingly Boyd, he's the one that got him and Sarah were the reason Boyd went through the tree that ended up getting the cicadas or whatever, the blood transfer from Martin, which is what we assume is how, and again, it seemed as if Smiley was okay with receiving said transfer. It was weird if he actually knew. He was like, oh, I like this game, but he seemed like he was kind of confused, but not really. Like, it was weird. The whole situation of the transfer was weird. For him to then have the cicadas released, and then even so that Fatima was also like pregnant at this time, knowing that, like you said, so Smiley was the one that received the cicadas, and he's knowing that he was be the one to come back. Now, I don't know if it mattered whether it was Smiley or not, other than the fact that we do see it in the dream and he did come back. So the world seemingly is able to see things in the future, I guess. Maybe. It leads you to believe that it can. Like it's already happened.
I just have, I hope they have a decent conclusion of the show and stuff, but I have a feeling a lot of this stuff is going to be left up to our theories.
Mm-hmm.
Like, not necessarily specifically explained once the show's over.
Right. All right, Robert, hang on. Take me a minute to save them. Where do I want to save them? So here. We just keep chatting. Saving images. We're good. All the images. We got all the dark creatures. Let's save that one. All the saves. And save. And save. Yep, this is like the one I was talking about. Yeah, that's a good one. Save. Save. We're still saving, folks.
What are we saving?
I'm saving all this. Robert is all the awesome
the
Robert
photos he sent you,
that he is.
the pics he sent you.
Oh yeah, I'm saving. We're almost there. We got 2 more to save. We're saving all the memories, James.
You're saved. You're saved. You're saved. I'm
Yeah.
saved. She's
We're
saved.
all saved. Robert
Right.
saved us all. All right, and then I have to. No, don't. What? You piece of shit. That always. Fuck. All right, now I can stop that, and we can bring this up. All the screenshots, all the fun, and yeah. Right, here's one of them. Wait, it's not loading them all up, you piece of shit. Really? All right, hang on. Stand by. It's fucking rigor shit. And try again. It's being mean. It don't like me. It's probably because I got so many things. Got like 20 different. Oh, let's see. Did it bring them all up this time? There we go. All right. Now I'll share again. You piece of shit. What did you say?
So many buttons to push, so little time.
Yeah. Scarlett's on it. She got it.
I'm getting there. We're pretty much there now. There we go. So here's the ones that Robert sent me. You see all the different monsters.
Yeah, I can see that theory that there's a bigger entity above Man in Yellow and Boy in White, and it could be, something that Victor might have even witnessed. He's seen it or something, I could see
But
that.
see, there he's eating all the children. That was like the Man in Yellow possibly eating all the kids, maybe. He's got one eye, though. I
Don't
don't
eat
know
the
if that's him or
kids.
not. But there's that other dark figure back
I don't
there.
know, maybe the meat's more tender than the
Soldier.
adults.
Look at all these creepy things.
The stones for the kids are laid out up there at the top.
Yeah, is that the Boy in White up here? I don't know. Not sure.
Hey, go back to that one. And this is stuff Miranda painted. Is this stuff Miranda painted right here?
I know these were the promotional shots, and I believe these were supposed to be hers as well. Because I know this one was for sure. This one was. I believe these were all found down here in the basement.
Okay, because it shows the place Martin was at, and to me, that's a different place other than even where From is. It's like a little pocket universe inside a pocket universe.
Right. Yeah, it totally breaks all the other rules because it's like it's there and it's not there, right? Because it's not so much in the past, but yet it is. Because it was running like parallel with the normal timeline because the music box was still there. He was able to go back and forth. Like she was like, I can hear the music box here. It's here. But it was like they went in the past, but it was some rigor shit, I tell you what.
Always is. It always is.
Yeah, these were the promo pics on the red carpet event. And I believe a lot of these, if not all of them, ended up in the basement of Miranda's house. I want to say for sure I know the lighthouse one was. And I believe this one with the two in the doorway, and maybe even this one at the top in the middle. But I can't remember for sure if they were all down there in the basement or not. But I know this one was down there. Yeah, we got all kinds of things, man. It's just creepy shit. I mean, this one. He's a creepy dude. He's got the talisman. So does that mean the talismans were never good to begin with? Like, I don't like them hands. They look creepy. I don't trust them. Do we trust the talismans anymore? What do we trust? Shit. Can we trust anything?
Trust nothing. Trust
our own
nothing.
eyes? Oh, I already know I can't trust my own eyes, Dana, but god dang it. They're just too much. It's too far. But I am excited to see where it goes.
I mean, there's still so many questions in amongst the questions, like, okay, what are the talismans? Who made them? And how did they know to make them? You know?
What if, like, Tabitha made them? Or a version of Tabitha?
And is it from before the ritual or after the ritual? I mean...
True. And we still ain't really truly explored the village yet, or whatever, that little settlement.
Yeah. There's a bunch of stuff.
Right. I mean, there's a lot. And I'm hoping they get back to the lighthouse. I would think Tabitha would have a bone to pick with the boy in white. And like,
yeah.
How do you just allow me? Again, we've never really answered that, right? There's just this little pocket there that you can just push people out. Or was it just because he had enough magic at the moment he could like rift her out? Or were the rules on that one?
And that's why I say there's so many things. I mean, I don't think they can explain it all. So there's just going to be stuff left to, could have been this way, could have been that way, just to theorize about.
Right. Yeah, it's just creepy. Almost like he had like this, I couldn't tell, it was almost like he had wings and shit. And he's not, I don't like him. He brings death a lot, right? Because it's almost like he brings death everywhere he goes. And that one too. See, another version. He's running. People is scared as shit. Or was he going to get the dude and dude scared him and he went running down the steps? Right? It's the dark figure. He scared the dark man. He's like, oh no.
Or could it be both of those are monsters?
And he's going up the steps. Go rah 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 rah. Yeah, see.
Kid hiding under the bed.
Mm-hmm. Could be.
Yeah, I don't know. A lot of questions.
Right.
So many questions.
And this one made me think they like the man in yellow, but she did like an abstract version of him or something.
Maybe.
But I don't know. Again, just all the questions. I mean, I thought these might have been the monsters, but I'm not sure. I still don't know what this little crow dude is. Yeah, I'm still not sure, but he seems like they worshipped. It was almost like it was worship, but not. I don't know. Again, all the questions.
He reminds me of the little kid from Charlie Brown that always has the dirt flying around him.
Aw. All right, let's see what else do we got. Let's see another episode or so. I know we were kind of jumping all over the place. I'm trying to remember myself what other little good, because I know I'm going to try to do some more just breakdowns of the characters, where they've kind of been. Yeah, Pigpen. There, Bill D's got it. That is said character. Nice. All right, let's see. Where did I put that folder? One day we'll be organized. Maybe. Right, allegedly. Hang on, that's not the folder. This is the folder. Piece of shit. What was in this episode? Let's see. What was this? Oh yeah, I think that's the one when we get the Oh yeah, that's the fun one too. Okay, so we got this. Yeah, we'll do this one next. All right. Go looking at the village, and it kind of brings back up Tabitha a bit. All right, come back over here. All the screen sharing tonight, folks. Again, thank you all for joining us as we go back through all the memories from season 1 through 3. And yeah, who could forget these pretty red rocks? And Tabitha, she described this as her being a little girl, right? Or was she
Well,
just seeing the little girl?
she was seeing the little girl. I mean, but she also said lines, I think, that led you to her saying that she was that little girl, but it wasn't her childhood. You know what I'm saying? It's like she was incarnated, so it was one of her past lives.
Which is interesting, right? Because the thing made a deal. If Tabitha is one of the reincarnated adults that gave up a child, but yet she was here as a child, and this doesn't look like she was here as a child in present day, like you said, this is like a past version of her. But it also kind of reminded me a little bit of the other little girl that we see that was Tabitha's little girl.
Right. Yeah, and it could be. It does make you think, well, okay, the Tabitha that's at Fromville in present day is an older Tabitha with kids. This chick seems to be in Fromville. So is it Tabitha as a little girl originally before the pact, before she grew up and had a daughter and made the pact?
Which leads to means that she lived in Fromville then for a long time. And was it, and they seemingly did know about some dangers, right? Because they got the totem.
Right, because that original group, like we were talking about earlier, whether they came by boat or whatever, happened into the place. So they were the original, like, people, as far as this setup that we're watching anyway.
Right. I see a lot of things, right? I know. Good night, hun. Thank you so much for hanging with us.
Good night,
we
Robert.
always look forward to seeing you and all of your theories, man. Keep the brain working. We always need it. We love you. Be safe. And we'll see you around, man. Sweet dreams.
Bye.
Yes.
Good night, Bill D. You have a great night as well. And yes, the memories to ponder, all the memories. And I feel like we barely scratched the surface. I know I'm missing a lot. So we're definitely going to have another stream. We might be taking a slight break this upcoming week, at least on my channel a little bit. We'll just have to stand by and see what's to come. But we're definitely going to continue to dive into the last 3 seasons because there's so many like things when you go back and look at the characters and then sort of getting these little lines from season 3 and then going back to season 1 and what the character said and trying to put the pieces together. Maybe we're getting some of them corner and edge pieces, as Jade so lovingly said. And give us all the bullshit pieces and give us none of the edges. But we get some of the edges now, right? Sorta.
Couple, sorta, maybe.
Mm-hmm. What's up, Miss Pixie? Welcome. Awesome. All the gaming. I hope you're having fun. We're just going over all the memories. Then we'll go for a little bit longer. We'll go for at least another 30 minutes before we wrap it up. We're going about 3 hours. And then we'll call it a night. Oh, there's your girlie. She's always... There it is with the pictures, right? Yep. He's seeing all the photos. Which, again, that camera Elgin found was... It's the only camera found. So could any camera... Did we ever determine if it was just that camera or could it be any old camera would have been able to... Because especially with her coming in the photos like that, her wearing a kimono and seeming to be sort of Japanese or Asian culture, that's a big thing in Asian culture too, is the ghost photos. And being able to see spirits in the photographs. So again, they're pulling, and that's another thing. It's interesting because they're pulling that. If she's older then the colonial people or whatever that came, the original group, she could signify a sort of, like you were saying, Egyptian or something, like this place pulled from other places in the past, and she could be one of the people who made a pact with said dude back in I don't know, feudal Japan or something. I don't know.
Yeah. So there's the theory of like that. There could be the theory that she was just one of the people somewhere in the past that, came upon the tree and they made her into something. Or could she even be the person above? Could she be the black entity?
Possibly.
But she seems more like a henchman to me, though, kind of like we've been talking about.
Right.
But they're all working together. It's like the music box, the monsters, the boy in white, the man in yellow, the kimono lady. It seems like whatever game they're playing the same game.
Right. And it didn't, I'm trying to think too, because different things hit everybody differently. Jade and Tabitha seemingly only really get messed with as far as their particular past lives and their connection to it. So again, I guess everybody's particular connection, but some people, I'm just curious to how they're like, why did Elgin get picked? Like, we kind of understand now about the Tabitha and Jade, and even possibly Julie and Ethan maybe, but we still don't why was he chosen for this role? Is it because he was the quiet type? I mean, they could have used Sarah for this had they not put her on the path they put Sarah on. Or was it just because he was stronger? I don't know, because even when Fatima was during the last days of her pregnancy, she seemed to have less control of herself.
He seems like a motherly kind of guy, and that's what they needed, somebody that could knit.
Oh, okay. Well, that makes sense.
I mean, I don't know what the heck. It seems like it's predetermined a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
There's just so much. There's just so much to this. It's just crazy.
It is crazy.
It makes me wonder if they even know.
Well, and I thought that too, but then it seems like they are tying shit together in a very, again, sort of lost way, like a really wild roundabout, giving you a whole bunch of shit. Like, what in the fuck does any of this mean? And then as you get to sort of the closing seasons, oh, okay. Well, now that shit makes all the fucking sense in the world. Or at least for some. Some of us, we still never fucking get it. And we're just like, the fuck? So, I mean, yeah, we'll have to wait and see what they do with it. But there are still lots of things to ponder. Even all this time that has passed. We got the new little map that's up here. I got another screenshot of it somewhere. I'll find it. But sort of depicts the world a little bit differently than the original Peach Truck map we got back here. I'm trying to see, is it back in this? Here it is. Again, it is more different, but all of the trees are marked with that F symbol. Whoever drew this one of the town, like pretty much all of the trees are marked as the Fs, that particular weird F that we see on the talismans. I'm assuming indicating that all of the trees, the whole forest is alive. Like it's all part of that. Part of the talismans is part of all of that. So like, yeah, it's to ward off things, the talismans, and it's warding off those. Probably why the symbol's on there. I don't know. Just again, who the hell knows, man? They give us a lot. Well, we did get to confirm about the doll. Or dummy, what he meant to us. So yeah, we got some things. This was probably one of the most creepiest moments when they go back down here to retrieve. Was it Jasper? Was his name? And the monsters again. they set up a
Yeah,
nice little tea
Jasper.
party with the Mad Hatter sitting at the fucking end of the table and shit. And look, oh, they kept Miranda's, was like her scarf or her shirt. And then this creepy bitch
That
comes
scene
out.
is what really had me thinking that Victor's sister was alive, because that just seemed like if we see how Victor is in his mentality from growing up here, it would be kind of common, like almost common if his sister ended up the same way with that same kind of almost she's an adult but has still
Yeah,
thinks
it
and acts like a
it would almost
child.
be, yeah, for sure.
Right?
If she's
So
still
someone
there.
like that would set up something like this with because she'd be familiar with Jasper as much as Victor is familiar with Jasper. Like her mother's scarf, the tea party, like how Victor kind of draws. Like this, I don't
Right.
know, this just screamed to me like there was some undertone that
And especially, I
they
guess,
were
how
trying
she
to
said
tell us
something to
here.
Victor like, "You keep coming down here, we'll have to keep you."
Yep. Yep.
Now, she very much so could. And again, I mean, because they are vast, and we don't know how far they go. Um, and they could be, have her thinking all kinds of shit. When people come down there, that maybe they've got Stockholm syndrome or something on the kid, where and the monsters are good, and anybody like Victor or whoever that comes down here is bad. Who knows? All
It does,
possible.
this scene right here though, where the monster tells Victor that, it does kind of, or could explain what we were talking about earlier. I was saying she would be somewhere Victor doesn't know, and maybe like at the tower, but if the monsters keep him out of the caves like this, maybe they are trying to hide the fact that they have her or something like that.
And you would think the boy in white would know that.
Who's to say he doesn't?
Do
And
you
he's a
guys
piece of
think the
shit
boy in
then,
white
because,
is controlling these monsters or the man in yellow?
well, see, I don't know. I've been on the fence with the boy in white. I kind of waffle back and forth depending on the episode. I say for a while there, I was very strongly thinking he was evil or part of the evil side, if we want to call it evil. Just part of the whatever this were, like he's directing them to do the steps that need to be done in order for things to happen. But I don't necessarily think he's doing it for their best interest of the people that he's guiding. But then again, now that we kind of know, like the last episode or so, couple episodes of season 10, he kind of reveals himself a little bit more in a sense of saying, you don't knock down the tree, you need the tree, talking to Victor. And then eventually you would think you would think he'd want him to knock down the tree so they couldn't figure it out. So he wants them to remember, right? That's why he pushed Tabitha out the window. It was the only way to get her to remember. So I'm not sure. I don't know. What do you guys think?
Oh no,
What do
I can't
you
tell with the
think?
boy in white yet. I just can't because again, think of Jacob. Even though he was quote unquote still the good one, he still did some fucked up shit. It wasn't necessarily black and white with what was good and what was bad and lost. So it could be the same way here to where yeah, the boy in white on any given day we could think he's evil, on any given day we could think he's good because you just don't know where he stands yet. So it's going to
Right.
be interesting to see where he actually is and what he actually is.
Yeah, I can agree with all that. And, I seem to think too that, if from us standing outside looking in, we might say he's the good guy because he's seemingly on the side of the people to win against the curse, where the man in yellow is on the side of keep the curse going. But that doesn't make the boy in white good. He's still part of that entity or system or something, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Because he was the one that told, again, and it just depends on the perspective. When you go back to the boy in white and how he was telling Sarah and them, you have to you go through the tree. And she ended up back in town, but Boyd, of course, ended up with Martin. Now, does that mean the boy in white had any control over that, or that the evil of this place did intercept and push Boyd there, or did the boy in white know like he had to go through that? I don't know, because he needed Boyd to go through there in order to find Martin, or is it because he knew also? Again, this is where things get really touchy, right? We're talking again about Julie. Julie has to drop that rope. Boyd has to be there for that rope to be dropped, essentially, in order for the events to happen the way they happen. So, did the boy in white know that he had to put him through that tree in order for Julie to see what she sees later, in order for her to become what she will be? Did that make any sense?
Yes. A figure that Julie would recognize in order to send her down her path.
Or, I mean, yes, but at the same time, what if Boyd failed to destroy the music box? Would we still be inside that loop, or would it, everything, not only does, like you say, they have to set things up correctly to line up correctly, they have to, the actors, the participants in the game, like a Boyd and a Julie, have to succeed at the task or something.
Right? It's fucked up, James. I don't like it anymore.
It all goes back to the story Julie told, or they were telling in the RV in episode 1, probably.
Right, but yeah, what was the little critter's name on his finger?
The Cromonocle.
We have the Cromonocle, but we also have, what was it? He had the little finger puppet monsters.
Oh, wasn't it their names like normal?
Norman.
Like George.
It was Norman.
That's it, Norman.
Norman, yeah. And she's like, no, Norman was dead or whatever. And something about the Lake of Tears and all the memories. They were so innocent then. Remember, Julie was a little bratty bitch because she knew mom and dad were having issues. And she was like, don't treat me like a child. And Ethan was a little snotty kid too, getting his sister in trouble. And now look at them. They're growing up. They're From has really shaped who they are now in a lot of ways. Even for the family itself, when we have Tian Chen's death and Ethan, he's kind of going through that. Like, they went through the death with his little brother, which he even at some point mentioned something, I think, to Julie about, he's worried about forgetting her or forgetting him, or like just who he was, because he was a baby, which I can imagine it's even harder to kind of keep a memory of someone. And so he goes through all that, which of course he starts talking about death and wondering even about his mom when she's gone. Like, how did she end up getting just torn up to pieces? They never found her body. And he's kind of, as a kid, having to come to terms with that, like with what death is in a place like this. Really does change a lot about their characters. Because again, he's not dealing, he sort of had like a real life death, and not that the death of a baby is normal, but in the sense of, in the real world, a death that takes place. Whereas in here, he's seeing people that he cares about just being ripped apart by monsters, and his mom seemingly gone. Julie having to pick up, again, something that Julie mentions, how the last time their family had the struggle after the baby's death, that she had to seemingly feel like she had to pick up the pieces. So when they treat her like a child, she doesn't appreciate it, because she's like, I've already had to be parent for you guys because of the situation, and now you treat me as if I always make these mistakes, silly me, stupid Julie, and yet mom and dad can't keep it together, right? So there was all this sort of family turmoil going on, and yet somehow it's so sad, because right there at the end of the season, I feel like Jim and Tabitha were actually going to be able to work it out, because now, like, she kind of told him, like, I need a minute, and he kind of, like, I think he understood, like, he was trying to cope to grips with what she had told him. And I think they would have been able to, if he was not ripped up by the man in yellow, it's possible he might have understood a little bit more why she felt the way she did so much more. Like when it came to the kids, a lot of their fighting and stuff like that. Why she blames him, or why she, like, maybe now they could have actually, because they were starting to try to come together in all seriousness. He really did care about his family. He was, even if his approach or his tone or his manner was not always maybe the best or most approachable, or however you want to put it, he did seem to care about his family. He was the, again, he gave them what they needed to figure out the next piece. And it was sad that because they really took Jim away right as I feel like his character really came around. And for his family, because they were all sort of, for me, they were starting to come together. Like, they'd already kind of went through it, but they were going through all this sort of emotional things and having to come together as a family and whatever that meant. And it was so sad for them to take. I mean, look, Jim was not my favorite, but I was very sad for his character there at the end. When you really go back and think about it and how much he was trying. And now knowing,
you want a happy ending, go watch the Hallmark Channel.
I didn't say what I just said. I felt for Jim. Damn. See, I'm sitting here trying to be all nice about the dudes, and I'm still, I can't win for shit.
Yeah,
So,
I agree. I agree with everything you said, though.
Really,
it seemed like a weird,
different light.
That's why, I think at the least they'll bring him back like a Father Kotri, like a somebody with him, whether it's Ethan or Julie or Tabitha or somebody.
I've softened for Jim, and like I said, just going back now, knowing sort of that Tabitha's holding on to certain things because it's the karma, the soul exchange, whatever it is that they're going with, but that the fact that she says she could always remember that it was always like in her to relive that trauma. And then, again, Jim not even being able to understand why she's probably like freaking out about certain things, right? Even the bracelet, she's super free. He's thinking like everything. I mean, she's like, no, it's not okay. And he's not able to grasp how or why she's truly feeling like this. But at the end of that episode of the season, it's pretty clear like how fucked up that really is. Like, yeah, dude, she is a broken soul, literally, throughout generations. And it seems like she's constantly having a child taken from her. That's fucked up. And poor Jim, like, how do you even handle that shit? And Jade, of all motherfuckers, too. As I believe Jim went to Jade, like, in that episode prior, or in the episode just before that one, and was telling him, like, dude, man, my wife's freaking out. She's having these visions. I can't, like, things are happening to my family that I can't stop. Like, as a man, I need you to help me with my family. And then to turn out this is a motherfucker that's, like, with your wife, like, y'all, they're star-crossed lovers or some shit. After you done went to this man and asked for his help. Look, it's totally fucked up. I kind of do feel a little bit of sympathy now for Jim. But I still love him.
Poor Jim. He shouldn't have let his wife dig that hole in the basement.
Shit. Oh, there you go. Right? I don't know. That's just me, though. Thinking back.
That's just a man not understanding when to say, hell no, woman.
Well, he tried. She just didn't really listen, to be fair, most times. But yeah, poor Jay. Like I said, he gets his bartender, he gets all kinds of folks to help him out along the way. He's got the glass and the rag. I remember watching this and thinking, like, what the fuck?
So, who would you guys say is putting people like Father Kotri into Boyd and the bartender into Jade? Like, is that happening within themselves, or is one of the entities doing it, or the place? How would you guys explain that?
It's their own, like, guilt or conscience, like, the little devil or angel on your shoulder, your little Jiminy Cricket, so to speak.
I think it's the place.
Or it's the place. To me, it's like one or the other, and I'm not too sure yet because Nobody else can see them. But that doesn't mean anything because we know that Tabitha and them can see other spirits, right? The kids and things. And even Jay talked about how, like, no, the Civil War soldiers, it's not like a vision where I went back in time. These were like entities that were here, still just like a ghost would, right? Like it's still roaming through the house, and you're not seeing the past. It's not a vision. It's interacting with you in this realm, in real time. And that's the way these things are interacting. So they're either some sort of spirit. Now, whether it's the evil fucking with them or it's the actual spirit of the individual after they've passed away, like they're still stuck here and they're trying to help them. I'm not sure. Or it's just, again, a Jiminy Cricket type situation. I don't know. It's up for interpretation. I'm on the fence. Look, I'm tired of trying to put my foot down on one thing.
It's a Jiminy cicada thing.
Yeah. Indeed. Look, I've learned, all right, I don't want to, I'm not saying for sure too much because they end up proving us wrong every time. Or at least a lot of my shit. So I'm like, nope. It's possible. Maybe it's one of the three. Increases the odds.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
It's a lot of crazy stuff. Levels of crazy.
With layers. Like an onion. You got to peel them back.
I know. And then we watch other shows that you can't even go past the first layer.
Well, we'll always have the night knocker.
Yeah. You know.
Whoa, now.
Everything needs a night knocker.
That's going to be James's OnlyFans page.
You know, if it wasn't already taken, I checked already.
I bet you did.
James the Night.
I bet you did.
Because it would have been funny to say, hey, you guys, can you add this link to all of our other links?
Mm-hmm. Now, this little girl.
It's a community, right?
This is a different little girl. It's not the same little girl.
Different outfit.
Yeah, that's a different little boy. That's a different little boy. That's some whacked out shit. But she didn't like the children. They scared the hell out of her. Y'all got to be careful, man. Y'all coming in looking like a bunch of fucking zombies. Y'all been haunting around for how long? Wait, does she got web feet down there? Or is that
Wouldn't that freak that you out, too?
And their nails, too. They got nails like the monsters. And they're all veins and shit. And it was their hopes or whatever got poured into the roots. And that's how the tree was made. Which again leads me to believe again those bottles and messages, if they are melodies, if all of their hopes got poured into it, and Tabitha and Jade were singing them like lullabies or melodies to soothe them, or isn't like kids' hopes? Some of those are in like fairy tales and songs. So each one of the trees is kind of like one of their hopes, or maybe the bottles and the melodies. Okay, we'll ponder it some more. Yeah, we're just throwing it out there. See if it, like spaghetti, did it stick on the wall? Nothing but crickets. All right, well, we got Jiminy cicadas going off. I didn't get no feedback. Data's muted. James never explains further.
I'm sorry, I have background noise that I'm trying to keep off the stream.
You're okay. I was just James is just Scarlett's got it. You know what? We'll sit here.
Scarlett does got it. I mean,
I
you're
live
explaining
with a
it well.
lumberjack. I can't
I
help
don't
it.
know if I did or not. Sometimes I think I'm just crazy. I need you to be like, oh, well, Scarlett, technically. I'm like, oh, there we go.
I didn't hear anything off. I mean, I'm going with it.
All right. So, yeah, the hopes, something about the hopes of the children were poured into the roots. I don't know. It's got to be something, right? Because the trees were created from the children. And on the trees are the bottles with the letters, the notes that are literally notes, right? Like music notes.
Mm-hmm.
Something. There's got to be something in the story that Tabitha tells at the end. And then the ones that, what is it, with Victor and the boy in white or something? And I'm gonna have to clip all that, put it together. We're gonna have to do a deeper dive on a stream. Might do a members only stream too, where we get really deep into it, because I'm telling you, man, this shit,
Yeah.
I gotta have clips.
Well, things like her falling out of the tower, that's, and again, going back to like what we were talking about, Elgin, how it's almost like predetermined and set up. They're definitely in control, or the boy in white, or the whole thing,
Right.
whatever it is, because they, to me, and I think someone may even have said it in the chat, the reason she fell out of the tower is to go back and get his dad, because she fell out in the area, not where she's from, but where he was at, right where she needed to, right where that address in the lunchbox led her to. So it's like it's all set up and meant to be, and almost it makes you wonder if the other cycles did everything as well, and it's just going back to what we were talking about. If Boyd hadn't have destroyed the music box, maybe a cycle before this, that person didn't destroy the music box and ended up chained to the wall, and, or something like that. So you have to get through everything. And maybe this group is getting farther along than most of them in the past. But it still seems like a game. It still seems like, the white versus yellow, even though there may be a game master on top of them. But again, it goes to all the questions you've been asking, Scarlett, about, okay, well, what's the curse, and why is the curse, and where's this place at, and how long has it been there? And there's just a lot of stuff we don't know, like practically everything. Right. We still don't know, there's a question on pretty much everything you could bring up.
And that's how she remembered that place, the totems. Jade drew them, showed Miranda, showed Tabitha, and then she remembered, and I believe she said like she was a little girl, right? This shit gets real fucking trippy, man. I don't know. And then something got her, though. It was almost as if something got her.
Or at least scared her.
Made me think it was one of the children. No, they captured one of the children. I didn't know. See, like I said, it's so weird. She said I would have the same nightmare over and over again.
I wonder if it could be that is her daughter from the past, and it's her coming to get her to be sacrificed.
That's what I was thinking. Like it's one of the children, right? Because did she not kind of remind you of that other little girl that she keeps seeing? But again, if she had lost the hair. Right.
And it's actually whatever the woman's name was back then, the original woman that Tabitha is and Miranda was, it's actually the mom maybe coming to get the little girl to be sacrificed, or the monsters. But
it was almost as if she was talking about the nightmare. Because remember, Tabitha said that she and Jade tried to save the children. And this could be like the day whatever it was came after the kids.
Right.
And it doesn't, and that's why it's a nightmare for Miranda. Tabitha.
Yeah, because she lost her daughter.
And it kept happening over and over again. Because it's interesting, in this cycle, she lost a son. And apparently, even in Miranda's cycle, she lost a son as opposed to a daughter, which doesn't really matter. I'm just pondering things. Random thoughts. But no, yeah, she kind of always reminded me, I think, of the other little girl. So it could be actually her daughter. Or it could be Tabitha. Again, I don't know. A lot of things to think about and consider. With the next season around the corner, and I'm telling you it's around the corner because we'll blink and it'll be here. At least that's the way it feels with a lot of things. I'm like, oh, we got 6 months, we got this long, and then before I know it, it's like, oh wait, it's here.
Yep.
Yay!
Time to get screenshots, right?
Yay! I'm doing a lovely job at trying to get through them all now, right? Shit. I'm just trying to see if there's anything else in this episode I wanted to touch on before we get close to wrapping it up for tonight, maybe. All the things. We had the pregnancy going down, all the fighting. Oh, wait, was this the one? Aha, this was shit. I'm sorry. It wasn't funny, but the moment that Jim, may he rest in peace, tangled himself up in the blankets was actually kind of funny. I know.
I know a lot of people was hating on that moment.
I know. Well, actually, I didn't appreciate him too much in this moment. The way he came. Look, we had a whole hell of a discussion between me and folks in the chat, and us on the panel, and folks in the chat, and all kinds of things. I was Team Tabitha. I'm not gonna lie. And I remember Dana laughing at Jim when he got his ass all fucking. He was so angry. He got tangled up in the blankets and shit. But no, I didn't like how he come up at her though. I was like, you better not touch her. I'm gonna slap the shit out of you.
Poor Jim.
He just didn't understand. Okay, he didn't understand that what she's seeing is real. I think by the time he saw the man in yellow, he understood.
Too late.
Well, is it better late than never? At least maybe when he comes back as a ghost, he can apologize to Tabitha.
I'm sorry, honey. I didn't mean not to believe you.
I know. It's freaking hilarious. Jim fighting the sheets. I know, but no, I still do feel a lot of sympathy for Jim. But I can't deny that moment was a memory that we all share together.
Yep.
I'm trying to think what other memories we got. Yep, Jade trying to figure it all out again. We got all kinds of fucking numbers in the bottles. But he picked out certain ones for the melody too. So I don't know how he he didn't just pick the order either. It was like he remembered the order, right?
Yeah.
Because he even was like, I don't know.
It came to him because he's reincarnated. Right.
So to me, figuring this out, and when I looked it up, there is a mathematical sort of thing to this, but I think you have to know sort of where you're starting from.
Right.
To know, I guess, what key you're starting in. But they do go from 1 to 12, and I kind of looked it up. I kind of did a little bit. It kind of pisses me off because I feel like, man, that'd have been so cool if people was like a message we could figure out. That would be fun. I like little secret things like that. I'm into it. Oh yeah, we had the pregnancy. Oh, the baby. Oh, Smiley. He's so cute. He grew up so fast. All the fighting. Did y'all see? Like I said, they had to work it out, and he's like, you hear what was it? Oh, and you remember at one point, even the monsters screeched in the background and shit. It's like they were fighting, and even the monsters were telling her shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Oh, the memories. I'm sorry. It was a very serious argument that they had.
She held her own.
Oh yeah. Look, that finger. I ain't even gonna lie, man. Yeah, get that shit out of here.
Get that shit out of my face.
Right, look, man. They both needed to work out some things, but you put your fucking dirty finger in my face.
Oh no, you
that's
didn't.
Why he got tangled up in the blankets because he put that dirty finger. Oh, I'm sorry. See, there it is, the screeching. I took the screenshot of that. These are all the memories. Fun. Oh, man. And yes, all of the teenage angst. And she's tired of their shit. She's like, we already know why Dad left. Don't even play. We can all hear you fighting. Dad went to go pick vegetables. Yeah, we know why, Mom. And this was always pretty good, too. We got Dad and Victor reunited. And Victor trying to protect Dad. But Dad, he's there to protect him now. All the fun. And will Kenny ever land a date with anyone?
Smiley.
Maybe, I mean, our mustache dude got with one chick. He caused the Colony House massacre, but I mean, love is love. He felt a lot of love from her.
It
Oh,
is
poor
pretty
Randy.
bad when the girl you want to date's lesbian fiance shows up.
Oh yeah, dude, because he just has got like it was like what the day or so before that episode before he was like really getting in with her and holding hands and shit.
Yeah, because she thought, I'm stuck in this weird world, so she didn't know that
Yeah,
her
she didn't think she'd see her.
person would show up.
Right? Now I'm telling you, this place is some bullshit. I remember that's
Like I say, it's almost like, oh, y'all want to get together and start lovey-dovey? F that. I'm going to bring in her fiance on the bus.
We'll see how this works out. It's like the gods are just playing again that game of pawns and chess and their
And what's
amusement.
crazy to me is it seems like they can see or I mean, they can go into the real world as well because we saw the boy in white
Right.
in Camden.
At least we assume he was real in Camden. I know there were some people, or at least there were discussions at the time saying, was she, and I might have even said it too, did she really see him in the same sense that they see him in front, or was she having like?
I don't think other people in town would have been able to see him.
Well, no, but was she, because of her going through the trauma of falling and all that, was she having? But I think by the time later, but I know it was questioned whether or not what she saw real or not.
Right. I think it was, though. I think because he pushed her through the window, he wanted her to get the dad. He had to say, he pointed or something, didn't he? Like,
well, he was leading her,
yeah,
ice cream shop or something.
Yeah.
And then
So I think it
forget
was
how she
totally real.
ended up going to the priest.
Yeah, I think it's totally real.
And I forget from there, they looked into the lunchbox and she saw that an address on the lunchbox, perhaps.
Yeah.
It's coming back to me, James. I'm trying. I'm telling you, man.
But I'm saying, it's a lot of weird stuff, almost like I mean, I don't know, maybe not predetermined, but definitely they know stuff before it happens kind of thing. Almost like the entities are story walkers as well, and they can walk forward in time as well as back or something.
Will Christy's hair grow back? We don't know. Hopefully, maybe. If, Marielle has anything to say about it, I'm sure she won't. But yeah, it is a lot of like how much is set in stone, so to speak. Like, okay, one thing to be able to see in the future and know what's going to happen, but they're able to, because like usually even if you know what's going to happen, you try to change it, right? At least in TV lores and stuff like that, you always run that risk of trying to change it actually causes it, or different things like that. Or even what was it, like the oracles, once they told you your future, that was your future. Like you couldn't change it even if you wanted to. So it comes up with, it depends on how powerful they're going to make the end gods or whatever. When we watched Alice in Borderlands, remember that we learned the face cards were able to go amongst the real world as well as that afterlife purgatory type place. But they were not, like the boy in white, he's not the end all be all. That Joker card was not the end all be all. There was a dude watching him, and then there was something even above that, right? So if you take those same principles, you got the boy in white seemingly like a face card, or even on the chessboard like I don't know, maybe a knight or a bishop or something, maybe even a king, I don't know. And then maybe even the man in yellow is like the king or something, and then whatever, because the queen is the most valuable, it's the biggest thing, right? Shit, I'm trying to remember chess pieces here. But it's just that hierarchy of powers and how they're able to sort of go between the worlds. I want to say they do that a little bit too in Silent Hill in the second movie. They're able to send people over into the real world and even kind of have the real world or that world mesh with the world or what she sees anyways. A lot of different things where they will do these kind of crossovers where some being is able to cross between. But I don't know what that really means. I'm sorry. I went off on a whole tangent and I kind of lost where I was going.
It's easy to do. You start thinking out loud, you know?
I know. I do.
Just running through scenarios.
I do that, James. Because I always heard you got to protect your queen. I don't play a lot of chess. I'm not even going to lie.
Yeah.
I'll play the hell out of some checkers, though.
I mean, your queen is your most important, not your most important piece, but most powerful piece. The most important, of course, is the king. Because when you checkmate, that's on the king. But your queen is, you know, but chess players are different. A lot of chess players can lose their queen and still kick your ass.
Okay, see, I don't play a lot of chess, so I was trying to relate it because I know they use the chess reference in the show a little bit. We know all the pawns. I was trying to place like, you know, the bishop, the knight. And that's where I got lost.
Yeah. Bishop
in my thoughts.
Bishop and knight's kind of the same. They just move different, so they're equally powerful if you know how to use them. And the castle, those are all kind of equal. They just move different, so it depends on, you know, some people can use the knights, the horses, very, very well, and then some people get effed up by them because they move in like L shapes.
Right.
So, you know, they can't. It's hard to think far ahead. If you can think 3 moves ahead, you can do some damn shit with that knight, man. You know.
But as far as like the height or the power and what were you saying about the boy in white and him being maybe like a
second,
like a story walker or something? What the fuck did we say he was?
Yeah, he's got to be able to move around probably like them.
Because I don't know if does he go? Well, he's just been there forever. And even Sarah, what did Sarah say about him too? I'm trying to remember all this stuff. It comes the memories, they come flooding
Something
back.
like he's not necessarily a boy.
Right. That's just how we see him.
Yeah.
Which again goes into all different kinds of lore, because then now you're looking at him as, okay, is he shape-shifting? Is he glamoring? Is he an alien like we've seen in 3 Body Problem?
Right.
Where, you know, they even told him like the form you see is the most appealing to you, so you don't freak the hell out. Like, what the fuck does he really look like?
Yeah, it seems like it's just a presentable form, but you guys know stories like fairies, the fairies and the fae and things like that.
And stuff like that.
You guys know those stories maybe even better than me. What would be above the fairies? Does the fairies have a...
Well, fairies themselves, I know, have a sort of...
king or queen?
Yeah.
Is there something like above the fairies, though, in any story you know of?
I'm trying to think. I mean, there's a lot of fae or sort of creatures. I'm trying to think of the hierarchy as far as that goes. And we do actually, Susie, she's got all the lore on that. Like, really good. Like, she's any sort of the Irish folklores and all that kind of like fae, any sort of other creatures, because there's different kinds of fairy creatures.
Right.
So there is sort of a hierarchy amongst that, and I cannot remember, honestly. See, I'm sort of a jack of all trades. I didn't master any of this shit, but I do know
a little bit about a lot.
Yeah. And because you got like the bog sort of dudes. They're not like the wing, because you got like the winged little tiny pixie fairies. And then you got fae creatures that may not have wings, that sort of walk around more, but they're, and I guess some of the lore, depending on how deep you go with it, they can, you know, they would transform into different, like mushrooms and things like that. But I'm trying to think of the hierarchy. His queen is Titania. Wait, the green. Oh yeah, Midsummer's Night. Yeah, that's where I got my name for my character, Great Gold.
Yeah.
For D&D.
And but they're still fairies, right? He's like king of the fairies, but he's still a fairy, right? Oberon. Yeah.
There's so much lore out there, to be fair. I'm trying
But
to remember.
the darkness thing that may be above the boy in white and the man in yellow could be a king of the fairies, and the
'Cause then you
boy in
got stuff
white and
like,
man in
what,
yellow could
elves?
be fairies themselves.
And then you have things like elves and stuff like that too, that kind of and all the gnomes and all the other creatures. I think what even unicorns fall under that to a degree. Yeah, he's the fairy king, says Great Gold. But that's awesome that you brought that up, because that is where when I read it, I was like, "What is he talking about? My D&D character?" And then I read up the next. I was like, "Oh yeah, that's the story I got my character's
Yeah,
name
Midsummer
from."
Night's Dream.
Red caps, yeah, the red caps.
That's
Yeah, like I said, there's a lot of different, and not just fairy, like, you
Shakespeare.
know, flying around fairy, but just other creatures. Because I want to say like the gnomes and others. Oh god, all kinds of. I can't remember off the top of my head now the names of these creatures. I feel bad too, because this, like I said, I used to be better. I stopped smoking so much. It happens. You know, we could do a deep dive into that. We'll talk about all the Fae lore if you want to one night, because yeah, there's a lot. Because what did we also watch? What was that one show? Where it took like the baby or whatever. The fairies took the baby and she had to go like try to find her kid and shit. Changelings. When the fairies would take your kid and leave
Changelings.
another creature there.
Almost sounds like Labyrinth. I thought you were talking Labyrinth there.
When that one, she had to take
it.
her brother or whatever in that one. And they had
Yeah,
different
he was
creatures
the
too.
fairy
You had
king.
that dude that was like that one creature helping her throughout or giving her the story.
Yeah, wasn't the one in the Labyrinth the fairy? Was it he called the Fairy King? What was he called? Something King, Goblin King, maybe the Goblin King.
Well, her dad was the fairy king and queen. She was supposed to be a fairy princess, I believe. And yes, Great Gold, there's usually in myth a Seelie and Unseelie court, which they're both pieces of shit from my understanding. Yeah, the Goblin King and Labyrinth. Okay. Yeah, and goblins are part of their, because goblins and fae usually fight each other, right? They don't usually get along. And they actually had that one creature in there too that she had to go in. She ended up getting one of her little pixie friends eaten or whatever. He was like, no eye do, but his eyes were in his hand and shit. It was supposed to be, I think that was supposed to be based off a creature too. Now their creatures just fucking whacked, because I watched a movie that was with this family's, I think they inherited a house or something in Ireland, and there were iron bars all over the windows and doors and stuff, and the people there, like, they didn't know anything about the lore of the land or anything like that, so they started taking the bars off, just thinking like they're security bars, you know, they didn't want them up there anymore. And people were coming to them telling them all this whacked out shit, and they had a baby, and sure enough, the fae creatures, and it wasn't just like fairies, little pixies and stuff like that, these were some whacked out creatures were coming in to take their baby and take it back to like the fairy kingdom and shit like that. It was fucked up. And they did. They took the baby, and the guy had to like go in there, and they tried to.
What do they
him
do
and
with the
shit.
babies? Do they eat them or turn them into fairies?
They raise them
As people or as fairies?
I don't want to raise them as fairies, but I mean, they're not fairies. But yeah, they don't really necessarily raise them as people. I'm trying to remember. It was something about like, it's a way too for them to get. They also exchange the baby with another creature. Yeah, that's like the changelings thing. They did this in the movie too, where they left a baby for him to find, but it wasn't his baby. And they want you to raise that child so that it can be raised in the real world. And then your child is raised in the fairy kingdom or the fae kingdom. And I want to say they treat them right, but I can't remember if the darker lords, they probably eat them. I would assume. Because in changelings, was it like, were they like the trolls or whatever? There were the fairies. They were taking them, but what was that dude? Was he like a troll or some shit? And they were
I
eating the
can't.
babies.
Seems like I've watched that, but I can't remember it for shit.
Yeah, goblin would be unseelie and an elf seelie. So yeah, so then you got when you say like fey creatures, see, that's why I was trying to make sure like you got the ones that fly around like you think of Tinkerbell or little pixies and things. Pixies are pieces of shit actually. And then you got your other creatures, yeah, the goblins, the elves. That would be a cool character, stolen at birth and raised by Fae. Well, how did they did some weird thing in what was it, Hellboy? And I know that doesn't, the movie, that doesn't make any lore necessarily because it's not even like the comic book. This was the movie. Didn't they do it where he saved a girl? She was a baby. She was Alice. And she ended up being taken by the fairies. And she had a whole story. Her story was Alice in Wonderland. And that Wonderland was the fairy kingdom essentially. And when she came back, she still had this like weird connection with spirits and other things because of the time she spent with the fairies. But if I'm not mistaken, was it Hellboy saved her by like he went, figured out that the baby was a fey creature, but it turned into like some pig dude all fucked up like after the glamour, and he realized like I forgot what he used in order to, what item, that it was probably iron or some shit like that, I can't remember. And he told him, you know, like he threatened the Fae, like, you know, you better bring back the baby or I'm coming for all of you or something. And they brought the baby back. She was Alice in that movie. And to her, it was like Alice in Wonderland is where she kind of went to. So, but she still inherited powers when she came back, even though she spent a little bit of time there. If I'm not mistaken, if you've watched, you guys, well, I think it's like the third one. Is it the third Hellboy?
I have not watched it.
I swear, I'm pretty sure. I'm like at least 90% sure of that story. Not, you know what? Can I just say it was mine and we go create it? No, I'm pretty sure that was the story, the third movie. Is it 2? Is it Hellboy 2? Okay. It was one of the, I couldn't remember because it's been a while since I've watched it and I couldn't remember how many Hellboys there were. I knew there was at least 2. And I knew that he had, is this the one where it's got the chick from Resident Evil? The main chick in Resident Evil? The movie series? She's like a witch or some shit that's like coming back and they gotta like save the world. And they brought all of her body parts back, or she was bringing all of her body parts back together. And that little pig creature dude was the one helping her. And he was going to get his vengeance on Hellboy for taking away the life he could have had as a human baby. I don't know if that's answered anything on the Fae lore for you, James, but there was another reference as far as TV goes. And they used Fae creatures in Hellboy a lot too, right? Because they had the elves and stuff, all the different creatures in the first movie, right? Wasn't that the first one?
Oh yeah, I'm way more confused.
Damn it. Well, you know what? It is what it is. You know, we're dropping viewers too. We're all confused at this point. It's getting late. We're past the 3-hour mark. So again, we don't know what From is exactly yet. We got some pieces coming in. We're getting, the memories are coming back. We still got a lot of memories to go through. We barely even went through all of season 3. Again, the ballerina, all the things in season 2. All the things that Tabitha sees in her visions, all of our characters. The first was Rasputin. Yeah, the first was Rasputin. The second one was the elves. And the third one was the Fae and the witch chick, right, Great Gold? Or am I messing that up? I thought the one where he does the Alice, gets the Alice chick was the third one. Because the second one, wasn't that the elven one? Where they have to get the golden army? What's up, Chris? Chris, you know movies. Hellboy. Is there 3 Hellboys? And which Hellboy has the chick from Resident Evil in it? Is it the third one? That's the one where we get to find out like Hellboy saved some little baby that was named Alice. There's 2 original ones, right? Okay, then what was the one? I'm gonna go look this shit up. You know what? God damn it.
Google's your friend.
Mm-hmm. Hellboy movies.
Yeah. I like the actor.
Hellboy. All right, Hellboy 2 was the Golden
The actor in the
Army. That's
first
the one I'm talking about. And then we got, what was this one's Hellboy in 2019 is probably the one. Hellboy 2019 is the one I'm talking about. That's the one where he gets the chick that, oh, what is her name? Hang on, let me find her. Sasha Lane plays Alice. So the second one was the Golden Army. That's what I said. See, I knew, damn it, confused the shit out of me. The second one is the one with the elven people. And it's got the brother and the sister. And he's going to try to get the Golden Army to release Havoc. I looked it up. Shit. I thought the second one had the giant seed thing that Hellboy accidentally, like it touched the water and it birthed like a giant elemental creature. Yeah, well, that's the one with Alice in it. Well, I don't know if he might have fought giants in that one too. But that's the one, the 2019 is the one with Alice in it. And I could have sworn the one with Merlin's the one that's got the chick from Resident Evil. Wasn't she like the queen, or not the queen, the witch or whatever? I thought that's the one, the 2019 is the one where he fought the witch. Some ancient chick. It had Merlin in it too, yeah, because it was like the Knights of the Round Table. They chopped that chick up. I'm trying to look at images and listen, and look back at you guys too. I'm going back and forth. Shit. Yeah, it had that chick in it from Resident Evil. What was her name? You guys love her. She shows off her body all the time. Yeah, that chick. Yeah, see, and both the 2019 Hellboy film. Yep. So that's the way. Yeah. All right, we got it worked out. We're good. Yeah, the Blood Queen. I know you would know, Chris. There you go. See, I knew Chris would know. God damn it, Chris. They were stoner and dazed and confused, I'm sure. But yes, all the memories, guys, as we've been going through from, but still lots to go. But we'll get ready to wrap it up for tonight. It is getting late. But thank you guys all. Brian for hanging with us earlier. And of course, James, Dana. You're my true ride or die. Especially you, James. You're starting to really come out of your shell.
Yeah, sorry.
No comment.
Hey, can you stay after?
I can't. I gotta,
No, James.
I gotta wash my hair.
Chris is gonna come. I'm gonna send him the link too. Don't worry.
I gotta wash my hair.
No, you don't. It's fine. I bet you it's clean. You don't overwash.
No.
You don't want to dry it out.
I mean,
I've seen your stuff. What hair? Stop it.
What are you saying? What are you saying, Dana?
All right, Chris? Yes, practice social media posts and wrap it up. Yeah, see? Come on. You know what? It's fine. I want to hear more stories.
It's all lies and deceit.
Yeah, see, Chris is the one to give it. I didn't say shit. But I would love to have, I love story time with you guys. It's the best. Chris is giving me I've got the biggest notebook on Chris yet.
I got to get up early.
No, come on. You were so ready to hang out the other night. What happened? Boys can't get upset because you tell me things.
Yeah, I'm not going to tell you things, so I would just sit there with silence anyway. So, might as well get some shut-eye.
No. I can't wait to hear more of your pyro stories.
Oh, yeah?
All the explosions.
I know. I could
on and off screen.
See, I only tell PG stories, and they could all be told publicly.
I know, but I'm talking about, you had the house, the haunted house, or was it scary? It might have been a nice house. You never know. But when James got done with it, it might have been scary.
It was a corn maze. Thank you very much.
No. I'm going to wrap it up. We're just going to wrap it up. You guys all have a safe rest of your weekend, as it is the eve. It's almost Halloween. It is almost for me. It's all Hallows Eve for you on the East Coast. It is Halloween officially.
Yes, it is. Happy
so celebrate
Halloween.
responsibly. Get lots of candy. And yeah, we'll see you guys. What do you got? You got something going on, right, James, tomorrow night?
Watching a movie.
Oh, nice.
Just watching a movie. And, like I said on my stream, if you guys can unplug and like go trick-or-treating or to a Halloween party or hang out with your friends, do that. I mean, I love you guys to be with us here on the streams and stuff, but it's also, great sometimes to unplug, and it's Halloween. So I hope you have fun, whatever you do, but I will be showing a movie tomorrow night if you guys happen to be stuck at home.
Right. So James will hold it down for all of you folks who need something to do, somewhere to hang out. He will be the place. And then later, after I get done hanging with the family and getting all the trick-or-treating and spooking out of the way, I'm going to come back and get settled. And then I'm going to drop in the Discord and hang out till who God only knows what time in the Saturday morning. Knowing me, the sun will, we will outlive the sun. At this rate, I feel like sleep doesn't exist anymore. Bastard. He takes too long to come back up. Never mind. So anyway.
Really, Scarlett? Tell us more.
Well, you have to pay for a membership, Dana, to find out.
I'm muting my mic. Bye, everyone.
You know what, Chris? Speaking of which, did you even go to sleep last night, Chris? Did you take a nap this morning? I had about 2.5 hours. How much did you get, Chris? You were supposed to go to work today, sort of. Yeah, see? Yeah, we will outlive the sun. No, we won't. If you put it in a song just right, maybe it'll sound cool. James likes my poetry, Dana.
Does he now?
Did I say that?
What the fuck did I miss?
Did I say that?
You said it was worth 2 grunts.
Oh, see, don't bring that. See?
You asked. I was gonna leave it at that. You're like, did I say that? You could have been like, well, Dana, she has a way with her words.
I forgot about the 2 grunts.
Man, what did I miss?
Oh, James, I didn't forget. I never forget.
Jeez, I feel so out of the loop.
I mean, I stand by it, but I just forgot.
Oh shit. Well, there you go, folks. So yeah, stay tuned. I know Saturday night. So I'll be in the Discord watching some movies after Halloween, all the trick-or-treating and such. Maybe even playing some games, whatever, just hanging out, enjoying all the candy and winding down for the evening. And then Saturday night we're doing a tier list again, right? All the tier lists, Dana, all the fun.
Right? We're just gonna rock it out with another one. We're gonna have some fun with 13 Ghosts. I was literally debating, what the fuck are we gonna talk about? I was thinking about movies, I was thinking about all sorts of shit, and I was like, oh, I think we've all said that we like 13 Ghosts. I was like, oh, and there's 13 things that we can friggin' throw on a tier list. Boom, we got a stream.
You see, I like Great Gold said. Look at this shit, Dana. And I can't wait for it because I do love 13 Ghosts. That is an awesome movie. Lots of lore behind the ghost.
Yes.
I have watched some videos, all that actually.
I have too.
In the past, just because I do like the movie so much. But I do like Great Gold says it. And I agree with you. You are made up of the same stuff in stars. You will outlive it. See, Great Gold knows. I'm connected, James. And I was very poetic in my one-liner.
I mean, if you got 2 grunts, it's got to be good.
Well, you don't even remember what you know what? I'll tell you if you stay after. I'll remind you what I said. James is like, no, goddamn it, abort.
Yeah, you don't remember? I was live that whole time. I've got to recording.
Well, then
of
you
it.
should remember then. I mean,
No,
I'm not worried.
I
You
don't.
should be worried because if we were live, James and Chris, I'm not worried.
I didn't say anything, you know, out of the too bad, you know. I don't think.
I know
I think that was Chris. He said all the stuff. Nah.
You're like, you know what? You know what? We'll leave it at that, folks. Again, thank you all for hanging with us.
Sorry, because I took it back. I took it back.
Because I mean, I could say something. I could say one word. Well, maybe two. Yeah, it would just embarrass the shit out of everybody. And then Dana would really be like, holy fuck, what in the hell? And I don't want to have to explain.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
I'm not going to do it. I thought about it, though. I cannot stop Chris, though. See, I do have a little self-control. I cannot control Chris. So we're going to wrap it up safely. Don't want anything leaking out. No surprises. And you guys have a safe weekend. Again, we'll be back hanging out tomorrow night a little bit as far as hanging out in the Discord as far as my channel goes. And then James will be watching some movies on his channel, at least a movie for you guys to have somewhere to hang out. And then, of course, we'll be at Dana's Saturday night for our tier list. And then after that, who knows? We'll just have to wait and see. I'll still try to do something Monday night. But, again, we'll just have to see what this next week kind of has in store. But until then, be safe. We love you guys. Have a awesome and spooky Halloween. Scare someone. I know I will. I tend to. It's fine. It's the only time of the year it's acceptable. So get it in while you can. You got to get the spooks in while you can, folks. Otherwise, they look at you like you're a crazy person the rest of the year. And you might be if you try to be a clown scaring somebody. You know what? You get if it's not Halloween. You might just get knocked the fuck out. All right, folks. We're out of here. Have a good one. Love you.
Bye.
Guys.
Paint me a scene, city in color, the way that you see, the way you see it. Don't you wish that I could give you everything? 1, 2, 3, and my heart is racing. Can't fall asleep, I got my mind in a throw. Weightless, floating through the day. Trust that I'll be okay. I'm happy alone, but I let it go. Waiting for you. Wait until you realize. Waiting for you. Wait until you realize. If you wanna run ahead, I'll meet you where the water meets the earth we cling to. If you wanna find the edge, I'll come too. I could run around this world all day with you. I could show you this world.